All right, we'll just give it a minute for people. Hello, Melly Bean. How are you?
Finally, now we can mute YouTube. Finally, Melly Bean
Welcome.
is up.
Welcome, welcome. Thanks for joining. Thanks for retweeting as well. Appreciate that.
Always much appreciated.
Mr. Demon to you. Welcome.
Demon, what's going on? I just saw he's recently commented on the last video that took forever to get posted. Sorry about that, but at least it was posted.
That.
Yeah, I told y'all it was coming.
I appreciate you. It's good to see. You met Mr. Demon to you recently, didn't you? Well, I think we both did on Spades of Death is a live stream, so it's nice to see the OGs and the subscribers and sharing each other's fan base and stuff like that. That's awesome. All right, let's make sure we're on social media just to make sure it's all out there. You know, we'll take a few minutes to.
Yeah, we're gonna kind of
get in.
We're just gonna hang back, chill, grab a beer, because in an hour Eastern time it'll be officially St. Patrick's Day, so you gotta drink. I mean, you gotta toast to that. Come on now. But we'll wait for a few more people to come in here, and I think to make it easier, because it's essentially a two-person Q&A. What we'll do is, I think, to make it easier, I mean, not that there's going to be any set of rules here, because it's like, what the fuck are rules, right?
We do what we want, yeah.
I suppose the easiest way, like if you have a question for a specific person, just at them, just tag them in the chat, and then we'll see it. Rob, you better have live chat. Click.
Yeah, I'm on live chat. Yep.
All right, good. And I guess if you have a question for both, you can still tag us both. It'll highlight one of the names, whoever comes out first, but we'll both see it. So it's like, whatever. It's easier to read in a drunken state of mind, because it's kind of hard to ignore bright ass yellow in the middle of a stream, especially when you're in dark mode. Always got to be on dark mode. Which, Rob, why the fuck are you not on dark mode?
It hurts my eyes.
Dark mode hurts your eyes?
Yeah.
How?
What it is, okay. You know how I've got this issue with, hey, Dustin, welcome.
That's
nice to see you, man. I was hoping you'd make it. If you're not, I was actually going to upload a video on my channel real quick just to advertise the fact that we're here. But actually, I'm going to do that real quick while you guys talk among yourselves. I'm just going to really quickly do that.
Actually, I'm going to sit in awkward silence. How about that? We're going to have a nice awkward silence up in here while you do that.
I'll be 2 seconds. Hang on.
I'm just kidding. I hate awkward silences. I told Rob that the reason that if I go into a VC on Discord, right? If I'm talking, and I don't know if anybody else has this kind of like anxiety when you are talking and telling a story. The second you stop talking and nobody says anything, you just have like this impulse to just keep fucking going, because you're like, that's 3 seconds of silence. I don't like this. Okay, and then you just make shit up. I don't know if anybody else. I'm sure some people have that kind of anxiety going on, but that's why people are just like, will you shut the fuck up already? And I'm like, I can't.
I am back.
Welcome back.
Thank you. No, just quickly recording that piece. So now this is the question I have for you.
For me?
Everyone, yeah. Well, I didn't realize how many people know me as Rob on this whole thing, right? On YouTube. I'm like, hang on, is there any point in me really using Mr. Reality anymore? I mean, I'll probably keep it for legacy purposes, but everyone's come to know me as Rob, and even people I haven't met before just call me Rob now. So I'm like, should I just come out with my own name, like Mr. Reality in brackets, and then just fucking my name? Like, is that, I might as well, because everyone just calls me Rob now. It's just easier.
That's up to you.
What do you reckon, Dustin?
It's like a branding thing, Not a lot of people know my real name, I don't think.
Well, you got a good name. Mine's just like Mr. Reality. It's like, well, yeah, I know we were in reality, man. Like, seriously, and you're a Mister. Okay.
I know that for a long time, people were calling me Warren, which I liked because Warren is essentially a dude's name. And I was like, shit, fuck, I'll take it because I'm clearly not a dude. I might act like one from time to time or all the time. But the second I get on, you know, a VC, they're just like, wait a minute, Warren's a girl? And I'm just like, I kind of like that idea. I like the fact that it fucks with people because I like fucking with people. So until there's like a name reveal, which my name's not that, it's not that great. It has a million nicknames, but
I think it's a good name, but like it's not
bias.
Well, no, I mean it's there's worse names out there.
It's not fitting for me. I'll say that. How about
it's not fitting in horror? No,
right. It is like, not a name that you would associate like with like anything dark or any, you know, stuff like that. Hi, Stacy. What's up? Oh, Stacy and Dustin always have good attendance records. They are always here. I love that.
Stacey. Yeah, we can check them off the list. You know, no notes going to their parents. Speaking of parents and names, Vida22. Now that name, did you I learned this on Twitter. I don't know if you read this thing. But Vida22 is apparently a triplet. So there's a Vid of 11, there's a Vid of 22, and there's a Vid of 33. Can you imagine that? He's the middle triplet.
Oh God, yes. I can imagine it. Probably because you need your imagination to come up with something that's fucking crazy. Jesus Christ. Stop slandering him. He is a good dude. Do not.
He's a good dude. I give shit to people. Like.
This is the second live stream where I've had to defend Vitus. Are you serious?
Third. Anyway.
We love you too, Stacy. As much as a sociopath can love anybody, I love you too.
And an Aussie. Aussies are like, do you love me? Yeah, kind of.
Yeah, you're all right.
Kind of is a big step. Yeah, you're all right. You don't remember. We're not romantic down here. We're not like the French, you know, like practically all like sticking our tongue down your throats and your ears and your eyeballs and stuff like that. But we are like, you know, we're all right. You know, like you say you're all right. That's a big thing. That's a big thing. You know, like that's just how we talk here.
Which is like,
how far is it to get from there? Not far.
American,
dude, you said it wasn't far.
American
3 days drive.
Like you have a. I like your wrists. I like your wrists are pretty sexy. I'm just saying, and they're like, thanks.
Your what? Your wrists?
Yeah. What? You got nice elbows there. It's like, oh.
Who says this?
Americans.
Really?
We pick out really weird, like, I don't know.
No, I like the toenails you've got there.
It's like, oh, your toenails are so cute. Yeah, shit like that. Like, I like little arch in your nose. Shit like the weirdest shit. But it's not really that. Well, maybe it's just a regional thing, but fuck it. Like, we're just like, oh man, yeah, I like the way your knees dip. Where's Slumber? Because he's gonna be talking about knee pits any fucking second. Somebody get Slumber in here right now because we have questions for him too.
I'm sure he'll be in. He's probably in the middle of recording, but he will be in. There's no doubt.
Dustin, you talk about your avatar pick? Because if so, yes. And it seems like everybody is like changing their avatar except me.
Well, yours is good. You don't need to change it. I mean, you already. I think for branding's sake, don't change it till to a milestone. I reckon, because even mine, I didn't change anything until literally the other week. That's how long. I might have
to hit up. Yeah, man. Hi, Eli. What's going on? Stacy, that's very sweet. I agree. And Dustin already. He's coming in. Guns a blazing. Dustin, what is your question?
I like the new avatar, by the way, Dustin too. And thanks, Stacy. I like to think so.
Oh, I'm scared. This is a bad idea. I just realized how bad of an idea this was. a Q&A because I know people are just gonna be like, "Ho ho, time to get out the big guns, the good ammunition, fire some shots." Ella, very cool. Eli says, well, half of us, but you know what? Something told me Dustin was gonna come out with some bullshit, and there it is. Who paid for that floor? Because I ain't never been no floor. Not me. Not once. Not never. Dustin, I don't know who paid for that floor. In fact, that is the modern day mystery. Nobody knows who paid for that floor or whose chair that is. It just sort of appeared. I imagine with the floor itself. So nobody knows.
Thank you, Eli. I appreciate that.
We try to be cool, but
we get a bit more rowdy. You know, when we get rowdy and argumentative, that's when we're in our prime.
We get feisty. We get a little spicy up in here. You just tweeted something.
Let's round everyone up.
He's like, "Oh shit, I'm fucking late. I'm fucking late."
He's probably still shaving them knee pits.
Yeah, he's moisturizing them. He's getting them ready.
Oh, he's not allowed to shave them until, yeah.
What do you mean? Okay, oh, they got to be smooth, healthy. The question I have for him is what kind of lotion he uses. Is it generic? Is it Johnson & Johnson? Like, what's going on over here? I need to know. I need to know the brand. I need to know how much it costs, and I need to know where I can get it. Not for me. I mean, I as much as I hate to admit it, I am a girl, so you know my legs have to be smooth all the time. They don't have to be, but you know, fuck little pricklies on your legs, man. Hate that shit. Especially in the summer. Oh my god, in the summer, if it's like wicked fucking hot and you're underneath your sheets and your legs are like anywhere near each other and you have like little pricklies. Oh my fucking god, it's like you might as well sleep on a cactus. You might as well. You have to get up, go into the bathroom, and just you either like dry shave it or you just fucking like, I don't know, sleep in the bathtub halfway through shaving your legs. Life of a woman.
Eli, I'm glad you said you were just kidding because looking at it, I was about to tell you off being a 6-year-old in a straight word thrown around. Like, sorry, buddy, but you're in the wrong place.
15 is still right on the cusp because it is not PG-13 or PG-15 in here, like at all. Let's just say that our language is not suitable for church. Okay. Stacy says I'm OCD about shaving. Bro, me too. Right? Like seriously, the only hair I have is like on my head, which is super fucking long. Like I could strangle somebody with it. In fact, that's why it's grown so long. Eyebrows and eyelashes, man. That's it.
Which is hot. Sorry. I'm not much of the
hot. I love how she has to restrain herself from going out on a strangling spree. That is so sexy.
Anyway, I'm not much of the Mediterranean look myself. Like you see a woman who's got more hair on the arms than you do, and you're like, oh god, okay. Well then, that's just me though.
Whatever Rob fucking tells you, he's a fucking liar. Because unless he agrees with me, and in which case, you know, take his word for it. But every time, and he's gonna get embarrassed when I say this, but I don't care because it's.
What she's gonna tell you is every time I pause the game, it stops.
No, that. God damn it! Thank you. Ruined it. No.
There's still time.
We each, like the dumb sappy couple that we are. We each have like pictures on each other's like phone screens and shit, right? Yeah. Now, the picture I have of Rob is like, it looks so professionally done that every time somebody looks at my phone, they always think that he's a model, and they're like, "Who's that? Where did this guy come from?" And I have to like lean back in my chair all smooth and shit. If I had sunglasses, I would put them on and just be like, that, my acquaintance, not friend, is my fiance, Rob. And he's an Aussie. But they're always like, what is he, like Calvin Klein model? Every single person that I have ever fucking shown this picture to, yes, he's sighing already because he wants me to shut up. But every single time I've shown people this picture, they have all said, like, if I could swear on anything right now, they have all asked me if he does modeling or if he's ever been a model. Every single fucking time. Every time. And I'm just like, nope, but he should. He won't, but he should. Oh my God.
I don't know.
Eli is asking, what is your favorite video game? I'm assuming that's directed to both of us, and I'll just make mine quick and say I don't play video games. But if I had to, Halo 3. It's the only game that I'm actually good at.
My favorite game, mine changes from time to time. Mine, I'm just trying to think. Mine was GTA for a long time, all the GTAs, and then which still is. I mean, if I start playing them, they are. It then was Gears of War, 1, 2, 3, and 4. It'll go between like The Sims or SimCity or City Skylines or something like that. It really depends what I'm up to. It was Fortnite for a little bit, and then I kind of got a bit bored of Fortnite because it's Fortnite. And when a 5-year-old plays better than I can, and he's just out of the womb, I get fucked off with games like that.
I like watching people play games. That's my thing. Like, I remember back in the day when Amnesia came out. Oh, dude, I'm telling you, I don't know why I let what happened, but it was me. And maybe back when I had a social life, so we're going years back. There were probably like 3 or 4 people in my room, and my room is kind of like a studio apartment. It's like connected to like a house, like where my parents live. Because they're getting up there. I'm the designated nurse in this fucking house. But regardless, my room is really, really big. It's like the room above like the garage, so it's got space for a couch and it's got dividers and all kinds of shit. So there's plenty of space for people to just kind of hang out. And somebody was like, let's play Amnesia on PC. And this is back when I had like the HDMI set up so that I could have Amnesia load up on my PC and somebody could play it and it would be broadcast onto my TV so that everybody could watch. And somebody had the bright fucking idea to turn off all the lights and shut the doors. I was like, make sure the windows are locked too, because I don't know what this game's about. I don't know what's going on. And I just sat and watched somebody play Amnesia for hours and hours and hours. And even though it was the scariest fucking game that I had ever fucking witnessed at that current time, it was still fun to watch somebody else play. That's what I prefer. Same thing with like Skyrim. Oh my God. I don't care what kind of quest you're on. I will tell you to go talk to Parthenax. Because that's like, I wish I had his voice. If I had his voice, bro, I'd already be monetized. Like, fuck that. Like, if I had Parthenax's voice, like, imagine how awesome narrations would be after that. I could say anything. I could talk about my day, and people would be like, sub. That's the new goal. My next year's resolution, aside from having a resolution for the next year, will be to try and get my voice as close to Parthenax as possible. It's maybe if I eat enough gravel, and fuck up my larynx just enough so that I have like that deep, gravelly, raspy, I'm wise beyond my years kind of voice. We'll see what goes on. I mean, it's 300's all right. I'm basking in 300 right now, finally. But soon, add a couple zeros to that, we'll be all right.
Let's just go back up a second. Welcome, Cactus Life. No, I haven't used your ghost story yet in this one. I'm so far behind in terms of my projects. Like, I've got so many things still owing and stuff like that. So I haven't even gotten that far ahead yet, man. Like, a lot of the stuff I've got for stories and stuff like that and recorded are all a bit like, I don't do them like, say, I record last week and then I release it this week. It's a lot more like, it takes me a while to get stuff done. find time to do it. So I'm, like I said before, I'm collecting your story to to put as part of a new to a new ghost story video. I probably need a couple more paranormal ones, but I do have them lined up. So I will let
can't
you
wait
know.
to hear it. I love those paranormal videos and stories. So Cactus, I'm actually pretty stoked to actually hear what this is about. Actually, I don't even know if this is I know this is a Q&A for us, but like it seems like we're asking these guys more questions than anything. But without giving too much away, actually I don't know if it counts as a spoiler, or if you can give us a tidbit, a little smidgen of information on what the story pertains to. You don't have to give anything away because of course people don't like spoilers. I love spoilers. You could literally give me the entire story and I'd be like, and I'd still watch the video because that's just how I am.
Are you asking me or Cactus?
I'm talking to Cactus. I'm telling him because he sent you the story, right?
Yeah, I've got it.
Okay.
I don't have it on this computer, but I've got it on the laptop. But yeah, I certainly.
Yep. I was just talking to Cactus because I don't know if he wanted to give anything away in terms of what the story was about, because there's a plethora of stories out there that have different themes to them. There's shadow people and poltergeists and strange weird occurrences that happen that people can't explain. So I said just Google up the old museum. Oof. Anything with the old blank, I'm just like, oh, all right, nope. No thanks. I like modern. Modern is nice.
So I guess for me,
Hey Nick's kid, what's going on?
Oh, Nick's kid. Hey, Nick's kid. I think I remember you. I think I read a story of yours, right? A little while ago. So, let me have a look. So, welcome, Dustin Camoman.
In Brisbane. Oh,
come on, where's
in Australia? Nice.
Nick's kid. The ghost story about the granddad saying, "I'm sorry if you lost," gave me the chills. Yeah, that one. I didn't realize you watched the whole thing. Yeah, that's awesome, Nick's. Yeah, that one was pretty crazy.
Everybody keeps saying that. Everybody keeps saying that was the one that freaked them out the most.
I'm glad people liked it.
They're just like, dude, oh my god, the granddad one. I'm like, yeah. This is a testament to your narration skills, Rob. I told you. This is like back when you were like, okay, I'm gonna do some true crime stuff. I was like, that's great, man. Miss the old days. The old days when you were narrating, because this is the kind of shit that people are like, this is what fucks me up at night. This is why I lose sleep. This is why I can't go to work. This is why I have to take a mental health day. I have to have like an existential conversation with myself. This is because of you. It's because of you.
The police, the police thing.
Oh, you leaving already, Cactus? All right. Have a good night. Thanks for stopping by, though. That was great.
Thanks, Cactus. See you soon.
I look forward to. Oh, thanks for the night too. Awesome. I look forward to hearing your story narrated and getting scared out of my mind.
Yeah. Now, for me, I guess the reason I was saying this to actually Mr. Ramsey, the reason why I sort of stopped narrations is because I did the true crime stuff because I wanted to. Thank you. And basically, yeah, it just really took off. Like, people really like that in terms of numbers. In terms of the sub count went up. All sorts happened to the point where I was like, okay, well, that's encouraging. I guess I want to keep it that, because what was happening is I got to a point where you narrate a certain amount, right, and you get to a point where everyone gets stuck. Everyone goes through a slow period, right? There's never a consistent growth. So I was literally stuck, and at that point, all I was doing was making YouTube videos and stuff like that, and then it just got to the point where I was like, okay, well, I guess I'm getting bored of this now. I was starting to burn out, basically, because there was just it wasn't encouraging. It was pretty boring. Not boring, but it was not nice.
You can only do so much for so long without it getting at least a little tedious. You have to kind of switch it up a little. I understand
Yeah.
that.
And so for me, you know, I was going through some shit personally, and I was like, you know what? I think this would look less. I don't know. I think this would be a little bit more entertaining for me. Like I enjoyed the research, and I still do. I like that sort of stuff anyway. And I just got to the point where I was like, all right, well, let's just see where this goes. And I made my first video and all of that. I consulted with a stranger just to make sure that, you know, it's all good sort of thing, to do this particular, you know, thing, and make sure I wasn't conflicting with them, because it's their style, it's their type of video. And yeah, they you know, they were pretty cool with it. They just said, look, we don't mind. We'll even help you with some of the research for the ones we've covered, because someone's going to eventually cover it anyway. So we might as well help each other out. And I thought that was very, very big of them to say, you know, very noble, I suppose.
They're nice dudes too.
They are. They're awesome. And so yeah, and then that's when I came up with Mr. Cruel, and that really took off. Like really, people really dig that. That was my first one. I liked it a lot, and yeah, I just really digged it. So from there, I just saw the numbers grow, and that's why I stuck to it. I did the spooky Western Australian stuff. You know, I was going to do more horror Australian, you know, true ghost stories and urban legends and stuff like that, and whatever. And yeah, that's, the numbers didn't lie. What really got me back into narrations was then people were starting to find my narrations, right? So they were like, hey, can you read my story? I'm like, and they're like, oh, but please. And then eventually I was just getting all these requests, and then people are coming left, right, and center saying, hey, would you mind doing a recording for my narration video, like Vidith and Ramsey and stuff like that? And I'm like,
see,
God
look,
damn, like,
even Nick's kid is just like, keep making ghost stories.
Yeah, I couldn't get away from it. Like, you know, people just wanted me to do that. So and
well,
you know,
good at it. And I'm not just saying that. If trust me, I'm honest to a fault. It will get me. It gets me in trouble a lot. But I'm just saying, I don't know if it's the accent, your inflection, or what, but you tend to tell stories much like the way I tell other people to tell their stories, and that's to pretend like you're talking to somebody else. Like it's a very natural way of, like, you get the facts down, you get to the point, and then you give enough suspense to just kind of draw people in and be like, all right, wait a minute, you kind of know what's going to happen, but then it takes a complete 180 and you're like, I did not fucking see that shit coming. Fuck me.
That was a lot like the grandpa story. Bro. That was a lot like this grandpa ghost story that everyone's.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like everybody's just like, all right, I need to be right back. I need to find some rosary beads real quick. You know, like get them blessed by the local church. Where's Father O'Reilly? I need to get his number on speed dial. Like, yeah. He's a very super talented narrator. Thank you. Nick's is complimenting the hell out of you, and it is the absolute 100% truth. I mean, whatever you end up doing, whether it be true crime or narrations, you can do both. There is no limit. That's why I'm doing my side project, and that's why I'm sticking to narrations as well.
And let's focus on you now, because it's the whole point.
No.
Is to be
no, we're talking about how good of a narrator you are. Let's keep talking about that. Nick's, help me out. Nick's kid, help me out. Let's keep talking about how good Rob is at narrating.
No. We're here for you. But look, yeah, look,
Rob is okay, I guess. Dustin, you shithead.
I guess yeah, look, I did miss narrating. You know, I did really miss doing it, and especially after hearing you, the good old days. I'm like, okay, well, yeah, I was just like, okay, well, shit, let's see how we go. So
what you did, I was still gonna watch. It's not like if you go, oh well, I'm not gonna do narrations ever again. You know, it's not like I would be like, all right, well, I'm not gonna watch any more of his videos. Like, I'm still gonna watch. I don't care what you put out there. It's whatever. But I knew you through narrations. That's how most of us.
Each other that way.
Hi, Terrence. Welcome. Thank you for joining us. We're just talking about how talented of a narrator Rob is, and we are not focusing on me at all. We are only talking about Rob and how good of a narrator he is, and how if he wanted to do anything, whether it be narrations or true crime, his audience will stick with him because they are like super glue, especially the Aussie ones. You Aussies, I swear to God, I know there are a couple of you in here. I know there are a couple of you in here.
Yeah,
You guys might be hiding. You guys stick together like friggin'.
Stick together.
You guys are like super glue to each other. I swear to God, they're just like an Aussie doing narrations in the horror community. Sub. They don't even have to like take a look at any of your videos. They're just like sub. It's fucking amazing, especially with that live stream. My God.
Hey, let's just go back 1 second because I'm going to say something about yours in a second. I just want to make sure I haven't missed any comments. Keep making. Nick's kid. I remember reading your story. Now it was the urban exploring one. I think I put it as part of an urban exploring video. I didn't really hear back from you since then. You've been a bit quiet, but I was wondering. I was hoping.
Love urbex. You know, love urbex.
Yeah, and I've still got that. And you know, I really enjoyed that story. Although, yeah, it was. Yeah, we went back and forth on that and everything, and yeah, it was awesome, man. I appreciate that, Nix. And I just saw your comment on the video I put up for when we're going live here on Force channel, and I see that you said your latest video dead ass scared me. So I appreciate that, man.
Yeah, that's what you aim for, man. If you can like ruin somebody's night, that's what you aim for.
Everyone's pushing for, hey, look, you did this hour-long video. Can you do more of those? Can you keep this up? Because I hate having to look for more videos. I'm like, pressure's on, you know.
I mean, yeah, it's a lot of work. But dude, when you told me that you had this hour-long, like when you told me about that, when you showed me the preview, I was like, oh, this is an hour long. Like I get to sit here, kick back, and just fucking pump nicotine into my bloodstream for an hour listening to these. This is heaven. I'm on cloud 9, 10, and 11. This is awesome. So I can understand the appeal. I share their opinion. That's awesome.
I just think you might feel a little obliged to say that.
No, not really, because I'll tell you this, and I'll say this from experience. When I narrate stories, there's always this weird kind of like love-hate relationship between the narration bit. When you're actually sitting in front of the microphone and you're doing the inflections and trying to basically get into the author's head, because of course you don't want to ruin what they had in mind. Every author, when they write their story, they have it written in a certain way. They write it the way that their head tells them to. So that part is always a little difficult to try, and that's why I have to read some of these stories about 2 or 3 times over to see maybe I know where they're coming from, where the inflections should be, how I should say certain lines, that sort of thing. That being said, the biggest challenge aside from that is finding a story that's long enough for people to get their attention drawn in and keep it drawn in, but not short enough so that, you know, narration becomes easier and, you know, you put out more videos and stuff like that. There's that balance is so hard to find. And that's why I think with the last video I posted with the 3, I've never done true scary stories ever. I usually stick to the no sleeps or the realistic no sleeps. Not like I tend to stay away from cryptids and stuff like that because I know a lot of other narrators, that's their niche. They cover it a lot, and that's the thing, and they're good at it, and that's why I don't want to step on anybody's toes. So I usually go for the no sleeps that are either really well written or they have a really fucked up twist at the end.
Or twisted,
yeah, and at the very end it really makes you go, what if this could actually happen? Or, you know, even if it's like, you know, when you go on no sleep, I mean, the freaking tagline is everything is real except it's not, or something like that.
Everything's realistic, even if it's not.
Right, everything is really, so when people comment, they comment as if it really did happen. And some of the stories are so realistic that those are the ones that catch my eye. And my sense of humor is always very dark, and my personality tends to be as well. And the dark stuff catches my interest, and I always want to make sure that my audience is on the same page. So when I find the stories that are really well written, sometimes they're too short, and it's like, fuck, like I really want to make a long video, but I also don't want to make it so long that it takes 2 days to friggin' export, only for me to be like, fuck me, there's a mistake, and then I have to do it all over again.
Yeah.
Like last time, I'm like, shit, I forgot to put the title on the third fucking video.
Yeah, and you have to redo it all over again.
When it was 80% done, I was like, God damn it, now it was another 2 hours wasted. But I would love to do a, either a compilation or a really, really long story somewhere. I mean, I will never ever get to this level ever, but I will say that the story that Corpse Husband did, and I bring this up all the time because that's really, really what like pushed me into this avenue to begin with. But when I heard his narration on why I hired a hitman on myself, I was like, that video itself was like an hour and 45 minutes or something, an hour and a half or something, all one story. And as he was narrating it, I almost forgot that it was a narration because I just laid back and closed my eyes and was picturing everything that he was saying. And he did it so well that by the end of it, I was like, why the hell is this not a movie?
Yeah. I had this exact same thing with the search and rescue story.
That's why I would love to do an hour-long video where it's one story or maybe even multiple, but ideally it would be one really, really kick-ass story like that, where people are just like, that was dope as fuck. I don't even know how many times I've watched that video. Hours of my life have been dedicated to that one video alone, and it was a 2-parter, guys. Okay, so it was 1.5 hours for part 1, and then I think 45 minutes, roughly 45 minutes for part 2. I watched both of them like 8 times each. Just wondering, first of all, the dedication that he put into that is so commendable. There are no words. I don't know if I'd have the time to, actually do that, because the thing is, and this might sound like a really dumb reason, but my microphone is very sensitive. Okay. So if I take a break and go downstairs, make some food, come back up, and then, restart the story, my voice sounds completely fucking different. Or, the volume is off or something. And I'm just like, God damn it. Like, why can't you just be consistent all the way through? All that stuff. So that's what I would be doing. And that's why I got excited when you put out that 1-hour video. I was like, fuck yes. Fuck yes.
Well, hang on, I want to say something, but let me just go back to the comments real quick because I'm seeing some comments there that I'm missing a little bit.
So yeah, sorry guys. I tend to ramble. You'll find that out.
So all we got is look, Dustin, I saw your comments and I appreciate that, man. No, look, you're a cool dude. We've got to know each other. I consider you a friend. And look, probably one of my most loyal, I guess, listeners and people that come to the stream and we've talked to and stuff. And you're a really cool dude, as all of you are. And the more we see you, the more we meet you and the more we get to know you.
Perfect attendance Dustin has on all of our live streams. Every single one. The ones on my channel and on Rob's.
Yeah, so I appreciate that, man. You're an awesome dude. Let's just go back up. Longer videos are great. Thank you, Sandra. Now it's Terrence. I got your demo. I really digged it. It was more like a rock sort of thing, isn't it? I really like it. I really digged it, man. I did listen to it and then I must have just fallen asleep and I forgot after that. I've had a bit of a strange sleep pattern lately.
Blood Circus. What is Blood Circus? While Rob is answering this, Demon, tell me, what is Blood Circus?
Yeah.
I've never heard of that before.
Blood Circus is either. I haven't heard of that. But what I was going to say about you and, so this is a perfect segue. Or for me, in terms of making longer videos, it's definitely possible. But to keep it up, I definitely need to start, I can probably do like a one long one every 2 weeks or every month or whatever. But that's probably a perfect time if I'm going to do these longer ones is to probably involve more people in the video, like other narrators and stuff like that, upcoming ones and existing ones, because it's a lot to do. It's a lot to do by myself. Like I probably maybe realistically do 5 or 6 by myself. and then you need someone else to help you out. So if you aim for about 10 stories, it's about an hour, roughly, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's where I'll probably need to start looking at that if I do it. But yeah, I'm working on it, and we'll see how we go. I'm getting story submissions and stuff, and it just takes time to theme them and put them together. I could probably just put them as one big set of creepy stories and stuff, but we'll work it out. But speaking of your style and like the way you
Oh, no.
have that realistic sort of thing,
Oh,
probably a
no.
perfect segue to explain
No.
this trailer that
Oh,
you've been
God.
putting up, that you've been
Has
teasing.
4 dislikes now. Did I tell you? Did you
It's all
see?
right. I get about 5 to 6. So it's probably
Yeah,
the
but
same.
it's like I'm just kind of like, bro, if you have a problem with me, dislike me. Don't dislike the fucking. It's a fucking 7-second intro trailer. What is there to dislike? You know what I mean?
I don't
It's
know what
just
that
a
big word
fucking.
is. What's
It's like,
that
oh,
big
I don't
word?
like the font on this. Dislike.
What's that big word that you got there? There's 3 R's in it. What, horrors? Yeah, that's not the big word. But I can't even pronounce the first one. It doesn't exist.
What does hypothetical mean? What is dislike?
Hippopotamus? You can say hippopotamus, but you can't say hypothetical.
They were mad it wasn't long enough. Probably. But the episodes will be. The episodes will be long.
Terrence, black metal. I dig it, man. I certainly dig
Fear
it.
Crawler, you know there's snacks here. Come on now.
It's spooky snacks.
Spooky snacks everywhere. It's an open bar in the corner. Guys, help yourselves.
Welcome, by the way, man.
Yeah, always good to see you, Fear Crawler.
Congratulations on the on the happenings. There's so many. I can't remember what's happening at the moment, but I saw some stuff on Twitter. So congratulations on that, brother.
Mm-hmm. Everybody's good news is going all around.
Fucking so spooks made 300K.
Yes.
Freaking,
oh my God, I was so fucking stoked for that. Sorry.
It's all happening at the moment. I don't know what I've done lately. I put out an hour-long video that did really well, so I'm happy with that progress.
Yes, and you scared the hell out of multiple people. In fact, we've gotten like 3 people just in this chat alone who specifically talked about one story in particular that scared the friggin' daylights out of them. So that's already a good sign. Imagine the people who aren't saying anything to you. They're just like, ooh. Hey, Strangest is here. Welcome,
hey,
Strangest.
All I
Fear Crawler goes, all he did was make a new video. Hey, making a new video is hard fucking work, man. Trust and believe. It takes people forget that even if it's a narration, there's a lot of work that goes that's involved with that kind of stuff, man.
Especially with the amount of the permissions and the writing and
oh yeah. Especially what sucks is when you find a really good story and you ask for permission and they don't give it to you and you're like, fuck, I really wanted to narrate that shit.
Well, we're doing that collab for Irish Pasta, and the story I wanted to read, there was 2 stories I asked for first, right? All Aussie related, of course. And there were 2 that I wanted to read and just never heard back. They obviously were highly voted stories. And so the one I ended up finding the other guy on the patio that was eating cigarette butts, making noise and shit.
Which was fucking horrific.
It was my third choice.
Horrific.
At least I got something, and on top of that, I tried to make it, the good stuff. Well, Fear Crawler, this is the thing. I write, so I do write. But the problem is I specifically do true stories on my channel. So I can't put that on my own channel. So while I write, and I have a whole website dedicated to all my work, where I do write, and people have read those stories and stuff. The reason I don't read them is because, well, I wrote them. They might seem rude, but they're not actually rude. That's a great loophole, but unfortunately, my name is Mr. Reality for a reason. So that's the only issue I got with that. But aside from that,
it's 4 warnings for a reason, and you'll soon know why. Soon. I don't know how soon. I honestly have no idea. I haven't even started writing the script yet, but soon you'll know why.
But yeah, no, it's great. So yeah, so Dustin has the perfect attendance record so far on this stream. Now, Sophia Crawler, what's happening with everything? Tell us. I'm going to ask you a question as another narrator. What have you got going on?
I see what you did there, Dustin. You sneaky little salamander. I see what you did there. I forewarned everybody about something. I mean, everybody knows at this point. I put it on my fucking channel, for Christ's sake. Like, actually, let me see how many dislikes it has now.
It's funny because you were saying, telling people earlier on that you're telling people your name was Warren, right? So yeah, it was funny because when we were in the Spooky Fam sort of server, your name was Warren, and I didn't know that was you. It actually took me a while to work out you because obviously we spoke beforehand, and I had the whole crush thing on you and all that sort of stuff and whatever. And then I just thought you were a guy.
The icon didn't give it away.
No, because I didn't know you changed your logo. You had a different logo back then.
I mean,
you designed a new one.
Kind of the same. I don't know.
Well, I kind of, but like it was. I don't know. I didn't click. Okay, I didn't click. But I knew you were on YouTube and stuff. So I still followed you there. Just the Discord side, I didn't really follow. So when we started dating, and your name was Warren, it was like, do I tell people I'm dating Warren? Or like,
you can, yeah.
I mean, I'm not.
I prefer it.
I mean, I guess I can tell my parents that.
You can I mean, it's like, it's almost like, okay, we're gonna take Warren and we're gonna turn it into an androgynous, unisex name like Ryan now, Billy, Bobby, all those names that girls have. That you hear the name, but you immediately think of a guy. But when you see that a girl is named Ryan, you're like, oh yeah, that kind of makes sense. It's becoming more. I know more Ryans now, and this is actually true. I know more female Ryans than I do male Ryans, which is bizarre. But I only like a handful of people actually know my real name, but because of an inside joke that I actually liked, everybody was just like, "What's your name?" And I was telling it's Warren, and that's what people were going by. So if people are just like, "What do I call you? Do I call you Four? Do I call you Warnings? Do I call you Four Warnings or what?" I'm just like, just call me Warren, dude. Warren, Warren. That's it. So. Goes without saying, you guys can too, until there's a name reveal, in which case you will be very disappointed. And you'll be like, yeah, let's go back to Warren. I don't really like your real name.
Dustin, if you dislike that trailer, I'm going to slap you so hard.
Yeah, if you did, let me check. Because as far as I know, I had
what you want to get next stream, you just lost.
Let's see. No, it still has 4 dislikes, and I'm just kind of like, why? 7 seconds. Is it 7 seconds? 15 seconds. I'm sorry. It's 15 seconds, and I don't know what there is to dislike about it. It's just a trailer for an upcoming series. Maybe I don't know. Maybe the description was throwing people off. They're just like, wait, no, I don't want to have an existential crisis. No, dislike. And it's like, well, you don't have to watch the fucking series, you dum-dums. Like, Jesus Christ.
Exactly.
Nobody's forcing you to sit in front of the friggin' TV or your laptop or friggin' your phone to watch this shit. Like, like it's friggin' Clockwork Orange type. Nobody's making you do that shit.
Well, Fear Crawler, it looks like you've got a fair few bits going on, with Somnium, Night Terror, and all that kind of stuff. Obviously, I'd love to do a collab with all you guys at some point. Obviously, as projects allow and all that sort of stuff. So, keep that in mind and all of that. We'd love to do a collab with you guys.
Thank you, Demon. I appreciate that. I worked not so hard on it, but I did. I did. Every little bit helps. So, speaking of dislikes, we already got one. Good. We're on a roll.
Yeah, we're on a roll. We've upset someone, so that's a good start. Let's continue on.
You offended them by just being your normal, charming self, Warren. Yes, charming.
Kevin,
so
here you go.
charming.
Dustin and Kevin are the two
Kevin.
are the two loyal visitors of the server.
Yay,
How's the track going,
Kevin's
Kevin?
here.
How's she doing?
Wait, I forget. Is Kevin from Australia too?
No. Kevin's from Dustin. You're from Pennsylvania, right? Yeah, Gettysburg. So Kevin is from the south, if I'm not mistaken. He's the one that's got the truck.
I keep forgetting. I feel it's this I like. I like that. I like that. I want to start thinking of it like this.
Missouri, yes. Missouri.
Oh, I'm sorry. There, you know, I can never tell. There's a lot of for some reason there are at least like 2 people that I know of from Australia that their username started with K and they're from Perth. And I just thought maybe that you were one of them. My apologies. But
no, see, Kevin, I know. See, Kevin, America's a very big place, right? So that's why
same landmass as Australia.
But there's a lot of states and a lot of people, so there's
too many people.
I get a bit confused sometimes. I just remember Missouri and yeah, kind of
halfway south. Gotcha.
Yeah.
I'm way up north where we just drain souls out of people's lives because we're all sociopaths up here. Welcome to Boston. But yeah. I don't know. Should we get? I don't want to spend too much time on because I don't like too much of the spotlight. It hurts my sensitive Irish skin. Okay, and I don't know if talking about the new series for a bit is a good idea or a bad idea. Should I just keep them waiting? I don't know. That's my question to you, Rob, in this Q&A live stream, St. Patrick's Edition.
I'm just looking at the dislike count go. I think your crew is the dislike crew has popped in.
Yeah, I think so. Let me just get my VPN going in so I can find out who these motherfuckers are.
I'm just like, look, I just did a refresh to see who was the participants, but they're always showing as hidden. Sorry guys, 1 second. We're just like being entertained. I want to know who we're upsetting, just so we can keep doing it.
Well, the like count was 15, so somebody took back their like. A couple people took back their likes.
You got that? Yeah. Okay.
Oh, 6 dislikes now. Let's see if we can get more dislikes on this than likes. Everybody hit dislike. Everybody, do it right now. In fact, fuck, I'll do it. I'm gonna dislike my own live stream.
The thing is, it's interaction. I don't understand.
I know.
I just don't understand. You know,
it's the accent. I swear to God, I'm telling you, they don't like this. They don't like it. You're the only one. You're the only one that's like, oh, the Boston accent's so charming. No, it is not.
Demon,
even just me talking is offensive.
What it is, Demon, is when you stand up for what you believe in and you aren't a sheep, people don't like the fact that you can be outspoken. And when you do that, it offends people that you have an opinion. Now, I've also had a little bit of traction from my channel where, you know, if you're a female, you're not allowed to swear, but if you're a male, it's perfectly fine. And that's coming from other females. Now, these are the same people that boast about equal rights and all that sort of stuff. So for me, it's like, well, you know,
smells like a hypocrite up in here.
Yeah, it's something I don't get personally. But look,
they're like, I'm all for equal rights, okay? Women and men. I'm the true definition of a feminist, okay? And I believe with all of my heart that men and women should have equal rights. And then the second I'm just like, fuck yeah. They're just like, don't swear. That's not ladylike. And I'm like, what the wait, what?
Yeah.
What just happened? I thought you just said we should have equal rights. It's not ladylike. And I'm like, what the fuck is ladylike? Should I be curtsying every five seconds? Like, what the hell? Like, I don't know what the hell ladylike entails. Okay.
Yeah.
Number one, my name is Warren. I'm not a lady. Two, I'm from Boston. God knows I'm not a fucking lady. All right. When we order our coffees, we're just like, can I get a fucking? That's how we start our orders. Okay. Can I get a fucking something? They don't care. Nobody behind the counter looks at us twice. They don't raise a brow. They're used to that kind of language. It's just a word.
Well, it's the same here. And then you get some people tell you, oh, no, that's not true because, that's not what we do here. I'm Australian and we never swear. It's like, that's fine. That's completely your prerogative. Not everyone has to, but
right.
The modern generation does do it. And there's a generation, see, those are the ones that are, English background, the parents are from England and whatever like that. Different culture. Fair enough. But, Aussies in general, and when you grow up.
Same with tattoos, I've noticed. I've noticed the hard way.
What's that?
Same with tattoos.
Yeah. It's the same people who don't like tattoos. It's the same people.
I am, maybe people don't know about this. Maybe people do, but I am covered in tattoos. I've got lots of ink all over this. All right, shut up. And shut up. And when I have them, they're very big pieces. Okay, it's a lot of work. One of them is across my chest, shoulder to shoulder. Okay. Now, most people don't get chest tattoos, let alone scrawny Irish girls with a fucking attitude problem. Okay.
Sorry, guys. I'm just overheating.
It's already 95 degrees Fahrenheit in Australia.
Now, but it just became 150.
But yeah, the cloak, it covers it very well, so I can walk in and out of society without being reprimanded for possible witchcraft, and then all of a sudden the Salem witch trials happen all over again. But everybody tells me that it's not ladylike to have tattoos, let alone the tattoos that I have, and I've drawn all of them. They're all creepy. They're all like, for fuck's sake, I have like a kraken on my shoulder where like, instead of like an actual, the face of an octopus, it's a fucking skull. So I drew that over like a decrepit ship that's sunk to the bottom of God knows where, maybe the Mariana Trench. Who knows? But it's going to be a sleeve. So it's like, I've got more work that's going to be done in the future, but everybody sees that as, especially the older generation, they're just like, wait a minute. No. You can only get tattoos if you were in prison or you're a sailor or you're a biker. And I'm like, well, I'm neither of those things. I'm
just a being,
I'm just an artist and I like tattoos. And also, who the fuck are you? Why are you talking to me? I'm in line for the pharmacy. Okay. Jesus fucking Christ.
And that's the thing. I'm catching up. I only started last year. Again, tattoos is something I've always wanted to do, but just, want to find a good artist, and I didn't want to.
Kevin, I got you. I got you on the good artist. Got you when you are in Boston. Hopefully, I can make that appointment soon. But Kevin, to actually address the chest thing, it did not hurt as much as I thought it would. Honestly, this is gonna sound so bizarre, but I have 5 very big tattoos that cover a lot of skin. The smallest tattoo I have is my brother and I actually got them both on the same day because we wanted something small just to kind of see how much a tattoo would hurt. We didn't want to go all out because otherwise it's like, oh, can't finish it and now it looks weird. So we decided to get something that both meant something and was small enough, and it was like a sibling kind of a thing. And my brother and I are really close in age, like 17 months apart, and we've always been close for our whole lives. So we decided that we were going to get, in Roman numerals, the days that we were born. So he was born October 23rd, so he got Roman numeral 23 on his forearm, and I was born May 11th, so I got an 11 on my arm. No, this is not a plug for Stranger Things. I got this 20 years ago.
Number
Hello,
11.
Vidith. Vidith is here.
Hey,
I
Vidith
defended
22.
you once again, but
That's why
strangely,
Vidith 11, Vidith 22, and Vidith 33. You've perfectly explained why you are Vidith 22 legally
good
on
God.
paperwork, birth certificate.
Shut the fuck up
dusted,
already with
proven.
this.
That is why you are number 22. Because Vidith 11 and Vidith 33, you're.
Vidith, go ahead and just hit the dislike button. Just go ahead.
That's why I call Vidith 22. Parents were like, really like the name Vidith. Here is why we have the numbers.
But strangely enough, the wrist tattoo hurt the most out of all of them, and I've got my entire left arm, the back of my left arm, from shoulder to elbow. All that is covered. I have my thigh from shoulder to shoulder, that chest tattoo. I've got half quarter length sleeve already on my right arm. There's my inner arm is done. The one that hurt the fucking most was my wrist, the teeny little one. The rest of them were like, this kind of stings a bit, I guess, but that's only because the needles are like, vibrating ink into my skin where it will stay for the remainder of my days. But that one, the one on my wrist, I don't know. It's just because your wrist has a lot of nerves and the skin is very thin. Maybe that's why. I don't know. But I maybe that, and there's a very close second, shoulder blade, because the one on my left arm, at the back of my left arm, it extends into my shoulder blade, and that's bone. So, when my tattoo artist was going around certain corners, because I swear to God, I feel like a gargoyle sometimes because my bones stick out in all kinds of fucking areas. So, like, he had me, like, lift up my arm, and that made my shoulder blade protrude so he could get around the corner and get a certain area. And I swear to God, I was seeing stars because I was like, this fucking hurts. Oh my God. Please let this be. Oh, you're done? Okay, good. Let me just fucking pay you and get out of here so I can lay down, take some aspirin. You're on 418's Instagram right now. Oh no! Oh no!
Back a second. So, all right. So anyway, welcome, Vidith, by the way. Awesome that you just got off work, and thanks for joining us, man. Appreciate it.
Are your eyes really that green? Yes, they are. Yes, they are.
I mean, probably for me, I mean, I got my half sleeve done on my arm. I've got like a test tattoo on my inner bicep, I suppose. That one probably hurt the most because it got closer towards my armpit or whatever, and that one probably hurt the most, even though it's the smallest. But the easiest one I got was on my forearm. It goes from my elbow to my wrist. And it's my latest one. And that one hurt the least. I didn't even feel that one. It took like 5 minutes to do.
That's what my brother said. Yeah, when he got his 23, he got it on his forearm. He's like, I didn't fucking feel it. I was like, what makes one of us? Because I felt every single fucking pinch from mine. Jesus.
Yeah. Now, he's hang on. Well, Dustin said to.
Who wasn't already married to Vince? Well, unfortunately, I'm marrying Rob, so
Hang on, wait. What comment? Hang on, Dustin. What comment? What, fear? No, wait, that's Vidith. Release the Kraken?
No. I think you might need to refresh your chat because fear is stalking my Instagram right now, and he just asked if my eyes were really that green, and he just said if I wasn't already married to Vidith.
See, this is what I was talking about. Do you see the competition I have? And come on, you guys agree with me. I've got some fucking I'm lucky here, all right?
No, shut up. Shut the fuck up. This is nope.
She is fucking gorgeous, and she doesn't believe me because she hates that.
Damn it! No, I'm gonna end the stream. I'm gonna end the stream right now. Okay.
I am correct in saying that. I am correct in believing that. That's the first thing I thought when I first saw her picture. I was like, oh god. Right. Well then, I'm not in.
And then
for
I
a
had to
chance.
prove that I wasn't a catfish, so I had to actually be on cam with him for a little while, and I was like, God damn it. God damn it.
Apparently she likes me too, but I don't know about that. So Dustin, what comment in caps? Because I've refreshed now, and I wonder if to release it. Yeah, I said that. Release the Kraken. I can't believe I'm the only person that types that. Yeah,
I have released it. Just wait till my brother's wedding, and I'm in that bridesmaid's dress that's sleeveless. Oh, my family. If nobody goes through a heart attack, that will be considered a
see
quite the feat.
Fear Crawler agrees with me. I am lucky. See, right there. And if Fear even said if he wasn't married to Vita,
come on,
he'd be like, damn, just on your eyes. Wait till he gets to know the real you, which is you right now on stream. He's like, damn, man.
Yeah, real sociopath. Really awesome, sweet, awesome. Can't wait to get to know this fucking sociopath.
In fairness, guys. See, Vita
Stop
agrees.
it! Fuck's sake! God.
There's 2 other siblings who are identical to him in every way possible, including first name minus the last digits of the name.
Oh, God.
Would agree. But that's, I know you're getting comfortable with that.
Now, look, just because I'm telling you guys to fuck off with all this, I appreciate the comments. This is just how I say thanks, I guess. But my self-esteem is not up there. It's not one of my strong suits, we'll say. So when people say that, I'm just like, you're a fucking liar. What kind of, like, are you on bath salts? Like, seriously, like, how much glue did you sniff before you looked at this fucking picture? Jesus Christ. But, that's just me. I appreciate the comments. I do. But go fuck yourselves.
Hey, Raina, how you going? Nice to see you,
Hello, Raina. And happy St. Patrick's Day. It is St. Patrick's Day in the East Coast of the United States right now. Fuck yeah, my Irishness.
Oh, the city of Boston.
All my freckles just came out at once.
Yeah.
All my freckles.
Population outside of Dublin will be very, very, very excited.
I just gained 18 freckles, guys. They're all and counting.
Yeah, and it's interesting as well because like she's Irish and my background's Polish, right? So we both like to drink very heavily. We both do pretty well in the cold, minus I'm climatized to Australia, but I'm still very, very. I don't drink a lot. Okay, as of last year, I was drinking a lot, but in general, I don't drink a lot.
You could drink somebody at another table.
I can put it away. I can put it away really easily, and that's thanks to my dad, which is probably not the best trait to have in the world. It's like I have inherited liver cancer.
Dustin, if only you knew how close you are.
Ooh, you are very close.
You are so okay.
No. Keep it together. There's a time and a place.
I know, but I kind of want to just let them know what the first episode's going to be about, at least. Just so that they can figure out for themselves if they want to tune in.
Yeah. Well, we can ask the people here and see what they say. Okay.
So, I'm sure that the majority of you have seen the Twitter post and the new intro trailer, teaser, whatever the fuck you want to call it, for a side series, the project that I'm going to be working on, called Hypothetical Horrors. Now, the concept of this is to basically take probably the most terrifying situations that are most likely to happen, analyze them, and then tell you how likely they are to happen if we were to stay, doing our everyday routines, basically going the same route that we're going in right now. Or not. Maybe one of these situations, there's nothing we can do whether we change our behaviors or not. Now, Dustin's onto something here because it just so happens that the first episode is going to be revolving around how likely it would be for a zombie apocalypse to happen. And without giving too much away, it does involve some of the items that you mentioned, Justin. So, based on the information I've already gathered, I haven't written the script yet, but I have a pretty good idea of what we're going to be talking about.
The ideas in and stuff, yeah.
It's gonna be a good one. But I will say this: so I know that probably some of you are probably rolling your eyes, like, "There's no way that that's gonna happen. It's all fiction. Yeah, it's glorified through movies and stuff." You would be surprised, and that's all I'm going to say about that.
The whole point of this stream, I guess, it's my understanding as as someone who's going to watch it as a fan and stuff like that is, what I really like about the concept of it is it's going to be real world stuff that either you haven't thought about or you've maybe thought about and it's making you paranoid. And we're going to talk about, she's going to talk about the hypotheticals as to, okay, this is hypothetical because it's based on truth, based on the fact if we keep going this way, this is what's going to happen. It's the same thing as global warming. If we, not that we're going to cover global warming, not that she's going to cover global warming, but if it's what happens, you talk about the hypothetical behind if global warming is going at the rate it's going right now, what's going to happen to the earth? The water levels are going to rise, countries are going to lose a bit of land, all that sort of stuff. It's talking about all that. So we're not talking about global warming here, but it's real stuff that you guys don't even realize might, or maybe you do realize is an actual issue, which I really am excited.
There's going to be some, there are definitely going to be some topics in this series. And I think what I'm going to be end up doing is doing one kind of concept at a time, rather than putting together 3 concepts perhaps in an episode. One episode is going to focus on one thing at a time. That's what I'm going to end up doing. There are going to be, and I guarantee, there are going to be some episodes that revolve around concepts that nobody's thought about yet, but I have. Sometimes I just think about, like, what is the scariest fucking shit in the world, people. This is not stuff like, oh, I'm scared of spiders. No, I'm not going to be talking about spiders, kids. I'm going to be talking about some shit that could potentially end your lives, or drive you insane, that sort of thing, things that maybe you've seen in movies that you're just like, that could never happen. Well, in my mind, I'm kind of like, well, what if it did, and what could potentially cause it to happen? That's what I'm going to be going and diving head first into this kind of shit. And I'm hoping that it's not narration shit. So it's going to be, the format's going to be a little different, or a lot different.
It's going to be based on truth as opposed to, it's based on fiction that can be, that will be like, how plausible is this going to happen in real life? A forewarning. So that's why, it's very fitting, I think, for you to do it.
Crawl's making fun of my accent again.
Let's make that happen. Let's set you 2 up on a collab. Done. Yeah, you got 7 projects now.
Jesus Christ.
And Kevin, yeah, man, it's really exciting. Like, it's so concrete and official. There's a trail thing set for it. That's how much this is going to happen. It's not a.
I was a little bit hesitant at first because I was like, this is new stuff. I'm not used to this new stuff. But then again, I was just like, well, I just posted a fucking 3-part video involving true scary stories that I've never done before because I'm a no sleep narrator. I'm like, well, that's kind of stepping out of the box. You know what? Fuck the box. Let's just wander. Let's wander into like unforeseen territory and see where the fuck this series takes us. And it's just from brainstorming alone, it's gonna get real dark real quick. And I'm hoping it scares the shit out of all of you. The only thing I'm worried about now that Fearcrawler has brought up the accent once again, is I don't know if the accent's going to be a fucking deterrent. It's going to be, I don't know if I should be enunciating again. Because it's so
what do you guys reckon? I mean, it's a question for the audience now. It's, do you guys think
question for the audience that I'll take into consideration, but at the end of the day, we'll make up my own mind. If they're just like, enunciate, we hate your accent, I'll be like,
I think they'll all agree. I think they'll all agree that, we like your accent, like your voice the way it is, and
I might have to tone it down a little, you know, just so I don't sound like complete Southie trash, but you know, just a little bit. I'll make it so that people at least understand 90% of what the fuck I'm saying. I might have to put closed captions on this shit. In fact, I'm probably gonna have to. I'm gonna have
exactly,
to.
Yeah, exactly. Leave it as it is.
Leave it as is. All right.
I think you just have to be you. I mean, that's what people come for.
I mean,
you know.
I will say this: when I enunciate, in the previous narrations that I used to enunciate hardcore, I was focusing so much on. I think I was focusing more on the enunciation than I was on the actual story, and I would like to think that the stories came out all right. But the moment I stopped and I did the video why I don't lend out my tools anymore, and I just I dropped the enunciation and I put on the accent, but I kind of toned it down just a bit, just, you know, for certain areas. I mean, you could definitely be like, oh my god, like that word, like I definitely said, I dropped the R so many times in that video, and I have to say that when I was narrating, it was more fun because it felt more natural. Obviously, I didn't have to take 10 minutes before narrating to recite the alphabet and remember that there is indeed an R in the alphabet that I have to acknowledge from time to time when I read scripts. But I think when I do the new series, I'll sound like me, but just a little bit, maybe a little bit more professional, if that's even fucking possible. But
Yeah.
based on what it is, you know, I'm not gonna be like, so this wicked fucked up shit's gonna happen in the future, and you guys are all fucking dead ass. Consider yourselves dead men walking people. It's not gonna be like that. I'm not gonna. I mean, that's how I would talk normally. And Rob's gonna see that when he gets up here in Massachusetts in May, and he's gonna be like, "Shut the fuck up." Just shut up.
But anyway, but now look, Fear Crawler, in reply to what you're saying, the thing is, what was so convincing to me was how convincing Four is with her accent. Like, that's something she does really well. And I think one of your goals is to be a voice actor and stuff, you know, if that's possible, you know, in capacity and stuff like that.
I don't know how many avenues there are for Bostonian voice actors that are female. I mean, there's only so much I can do.
But well, you do really well. There's quite a few accents you do, and this, like the normal American accent, I guess, or the common one, you do really, really well. So that's why when you told me you're from Boston, I'm like, yeah, bullshit. But then,
and then you got to be like, oh wow, you are from Boston. Holy fuck!
I was like, yes, she wasn't lying. Yes, and then I was like, are you like? Then she's married. I'm like, for fuck's sake, seriously, like your husband. And long story short, and that's how we ended up together. Otherwise,
she hear me talking to my like Alexa, like when Alexa's just like, "Sorry, I can't help you right now," and I'm just like, "Thanks a lot, you stupid bitch." Like, like I just talk to it like it talks to me. Freaks my mom out. My mom does not like it when I do that because I've told people before. Like sometimes I'll answer the phone and I'll be like, "Thank you for calling Four Warnings. How can I help you?" And she'll be like, "Stop doing that fucking voice! Like, god damn it, why do you do that?" And I'm just like, "Cause it freaks you out." And that makes me happy. She's like, "You're such a freaking psycho. Why? Just answer the phone normally. Say hello. You know it's me calling. Like, what the hell?" She hates it. She couldn't even get through the friggin' that long ass video about what would you do for $20 million, where I had to do a drone voice. She couldn't listen to that part. There's like 3 different parts, and even at the very end, I even went back and I was just like, I don't even know what I said. I said something like, "You have made it to the end of the video. If you liked it, please remember to like and subscribe." Stuff like that. But it was in the complete drone. It was totally in character in the drone voice. And my mom was just like, "Shut it off! Shut it off!
Shut it off. Keep it down. God damn it!"
She hates it. She hates. She thinks it's so creepy.
That's probably your biggest fan, I'd say. I mean, apart from me.
She likes what I do, but she's such a scaredy cat. Like, she's such a scaredy cat. She hates the ones with the twist endings, which those are my favorite. So, I showed her the one that we did together. Because she loves those. Like, ID, investigative, discovery, you know, those like crime analysis TV programs that she's addicted. She's a crack addict when it comes to that kind of stuff. She watches those things all the time. And when she saw our video, the brownout killer one, she was like, she legitimately said he was made to do this kind of stuff. He sounds exactly like the narrators that I listen to on these TV shows. And I'm like, I fucking told you. That's why I put it on TV for you. Like, that's why I wanted you to hear. And then I come in with my stupid ass accent and I'm just like, so this fucking American guy, right?
It's not stupid. But yeah, so definitely stay tuned for that, guys. You know, that's a nice project coming up, and I reckon it'll be one that I think will be really exciting to see because it's unique and you know, especially in the horror community, and on top of that, it'll be it'll be really cool to get you thinking, but it'll also, you know, give you factual things as opposed to just purely dramatized fictional things like wondering what if.
It will make you paranoid.
Yeah,
there are definitely going to be some things that make you absolutely paranoid to the point where, like, I'm not going to say it, but I know I'm going to tell Rob this. Remember we were talking about the phone thing?
Yep.
Okay, that by itself I'm not going to tell you exactly what it is because I don't want to give it away, and if I say any more about it, I absolutely will. However, this particular episode, which I probably will, end up doing after the first one, it's probably going to be the second. I guarantee you, the people who already do this will stop. A handful of people, at least 10 people who watch the video, if I can even get that many people to view, they will immediately stop doing this. But at this point, it's too late. This is gonna be a good series. Ooh, you guys are in for it. You guys are in for it.
See, when a narrator or a content creator is excited about doing something, you know it's going to be good because you know how much.
Again, I was very hesitant, but Rob got me thinking about it. If anything, the reason this is even happening is because of Rob. Rob is the one who convinced me to do it. He convinced me that it was a good idea. We started brainstorming, and then after we started brainstorming, I was like, fuck it, let's fucking do it. All right, you've convinced me it's a good idea. So the reason this is even happening is because of Rob. So if credit goes to anybody, it's him. And that's not me being generous. That's me being very, very truthful because I almost didn't do it. I almost was like, nah, you know what? I think I might just stick to narrations. That's, you know, what my channel is it revolves around. And then he said, but imagine this, though. The concept of this new series goes so well with your YouTube name, which is forewarnings. You're forewarning people. And I'm like, God damn it, that's a good point.
It's such a broad name, you know, you can do all sorts with it. But obviously, in this case, you've always wanted to, you know, maybe have a little bit of variety at least on the channel just to keep it interesting for yourself and for people who are subbed or, you know, appeal to a broader audience because it's good to, you know, appeal like I did as well. You know, I wanted to move from not just from narrations, but also, you know, maybe something interesting, you know, like I told you guys before, you know, people ask me when I stopped doing narrations for personal reasons and stuck to the true crime stuff, I did pick up a lot of subs just from people who were interested in the true crimes and all that sort of stuff. And then it turns out Aussies were obviously my Aussie straight from that, right? And then I started doing, you know, haunted stuff about Australia and Western Australia. So again, you know, branching out a little bit, not just sticking to true crimes, but going back into horror or paranormal. And that worked really well. That's how I met Ty, one of the, you know, YouTubers and people that joined. No, he's not. I think I'm on Discord. He's off. He's away at the moment, so he's probably busy.
I thought he was that? Oh no, that was you. Oh, I thought he advertised it on his Discord. I thought he was advertising it and then he just didn't show up. I was like, what the fuck?
He's only like 10 minutes down the road to me. I can probably yell at him and say, Ty, get
your ass go outside right now, like get like a bullhorn and just be like, Ty, we're fucking live streaming over here. Get in. And he'll be like, She'll be all
That's
right.
a good kid, that one. She'll be right. She'll be right. Be there soon. She'll be right. Hey, Nikki, how you going? Oh, 22 tomorrow. Happy birthday for then.
Yay, happy birthday.
Hang on, you see your birthday's on St. Patrick's Day? Is that what you're saying, or one day after St. Patrick's?
Because if it is on St. Patrick's Day, it's St. Patrick's Day where I am. So if that's true, happy birthday, Nikki. Everybody sent her a cake. There's an emoji thing. Wait, where the fuck? There has to be a cake emoji in here somewhere. And if my computer would stop lagging. Oh, there, right on top. Freaking cake. Where's the cake? Give me cake. You'll never hear me say these words.
Good to hear, Dustin.
Wait, what the hell?
Yeah. So we're really keen and excited, for this. I mean, I am. I say we because, I mean,
well, you're gonna help me out with a couple of them.
Out with it. I mean, realistically, I don't really. Since meeting you, I mean, my content has been made with you. You might be on my channel, whether you have a voice part or not. It's still done with you. You know what I mean? So, but so far since I've done them, I did like the 2 that I've done so far. 1 unreleased. You've been part of them, and that's going to be all my videos. But obviously brainstorm with you and whatever. So
I'm going back to the comment that I saw. I believe it was Kevin who said that the true or the real scenario, the scariest. That's exactly what I'm going for. I'm not going to be doing any episodes where it's just like, what if the dinosaurs came back? No, it's not going to be anything like that. Although, what if the dinosaurs did come back?
Oh, that's awesome, Mickey. I'm just kidding. That's awesome. Her birthday is St. Patrick's Day. That's awesome. So it's happy birthday. It's already St. Patrick's Day.
Happy birthday to Nikki. There you go. You have beer, you have champagne, you have another bottle to keep you going. You got cake, and you got 2 exclamation points in the lovely sky blue.
And no worries, Fear Crawler. Thank you so much for being here, man. And
nice to see you again, Fear Crawler. It's always good to have you around. So
happy St. Patrick's Day, man. Hope you drink and get drunk.
Drink responsibly.
Drink responsibly, but get drunk as much as you can, as much as a good family man does.
Get just right on the cusp of blackout. I want you to remember the good times. All that stuff. Don't forget the tea. Where's Johnny when you need him, huh?
Good on you, Fear Crawler. That's actually probably better. I shouldn't be drinking either for medical reasons, but
at least look for a 4-leaf clover. They're everywhere.
I dig that, Fear.
Well,
I dig that.
I mean, personally, I'm not. I'm literally sitting here with a vape pen full of nicotine. So
me too,
really
but,
not straight edge, but I respect that from you, Fake Crawler. So either way, I hope you have a good night. And again, thank you so much for stopping by. It's always good to see you around and the support, even though you're blind when it comes to my Instagram. You and Vinith, you guys need your eyes checked, but regardless,
most accurate. Absolutely right.
Fucking Christ Almighty! God help me! God help me! Somebody strike me down.
How you going, Kevin? You doing all right, Kevin? Dustin, you guys going all right?
I hope everybody's busting out the alcohol, because even though it might not be, St. Patrick's Day where you guys are, time zone wise, it is where I am, and this is my stream. So pop the cork already. Like, let's celebrate. We have 2 things to celebrate: St. Patrick's Day and Nikki's birthday.
Absolutely. If not St. Patrick's Day, at least for Nikki, celebrate for her.
Of course.
For her, not on her. She ain't
paying
for it.
We have alcohol here because it's St. Patrick's Day edition. So I say, Rob, even though you are literally the furthest point away from me globally, we'll do a global toast.
Yep. In
Nikki's name. So just kind of like very gently tap your glass on the mic without breaking it on a count of 4. Oh, you already did it, you son of a...
Oh, sorry.
Sorry. Nope, too late.
We're doing it now. All right, cool. We're done.
1,
happy
2,
birthday.
3, clink. Happy birthday, Nikki.
Happy birthday, Nikki.
See, we're good people.
Yeah, Kevin. We're doing okay, Kevin. We're having a bunch of fun with you guys. Always love hanging out with you guys. And it's really, really cool because I see, like Dustin and Kevin, you comment on my videos and, ask, and everyone else asks or tweets on Twitter, hey, when are you guys going to do your next live stream?
Which is always really encouraging. I like that.
It is, because it means, you guys want to see our ugly voices and listen to our bullshit. And look, honestly, like we don't know. I mean, I'm not the most social person in the world. I pretty much sit at home and stay online. That's my comfort zone. And
almost good
to meet with you. To meet with you guys who either in similar positions or like to hang out with us is it's really encouraging. So
I never knew that. Like whenever, sometimes if I post an announcement, right, that says, oh, we're going to do a live stream on, this day, this time, blah, blah, blah. I never expect any likes or retweets, but I always get notifications on my desktop, and it's always people saying stuff like, oh, I can't wait, I'll be there. And I'm like, really? You will? What the fuck? Like, I never expect that. Like, me posting it is obviously a way for us to advertise that we're going to be doing it and let people know ahead of time so that they can, we don't just like jump the gun and be like, oh, surprise live stream, whatever the fuck you were doing that's important right now, drop it and fucking come hang out with us. No, I like to give people at least, some bit of time to be like, do I have time to do that? Am I working? Blah, blah, blah. Stuff like that.
Yeah,
I never expect the feedback that we get. Like, people are always like, oh, I can't wait for it. And I'm like, are you serious? Look, you can't wait to hear us just bullshit for like a couple hours. Like, but then like, Madam Raven will come in and where is Mama Raven? Where is she? Mom, come back. Raven is always she's such a good supporter of us, and she always comes in and she'll comment and she'll say things like, these guys have the best live streams. And I'm just like, really? What?
Well, we're just making fun of each other and taking the piss out of each other.
Basically, that's it. And we interact, and then eventually like we'll get so into whatever the hell we're saying that we're like, oh shit, we missed 18,000 comments. And so we have to scroll up on the freaking chat, and then we have to read all of them like one by one, and then kind of like catch up. And then by the time we do catch up, we just go right back into giving each other shit. That's just basically all it does. Kevin says, I love what you guys do, and I try to support it any way I can. I miss some things, but I try. Hey man, I don't expect anybody in here to catch all the live streams. That's an outrageous, expectation. People have lives, they have jobs, they have things to do. Sometimes people just don't want to come in and hang out, and that's completely fine. But any support from anybody is always going to be appreciated. My way of saying thanks is a little unorthodox. I'm just kind of like, you guys are out of your fucking minds. That's just Bostonian for, I appreciate it. I really do. So, but, like I said, anybody who's ever in here, whether it's, 4 people, 2 people, 1 person, we could just be interacting with one other person, and it's just like, oh, somebody actually wants to talk to us. And then in the back of my head, I'm just like, why? Why do people want to talk to us? Or me? At least Rob's interesting. He's from Australia. He's like, he's practically from Narnia. He's like, it's like the hot version of Narnia. Like,
What?
Yeah, because it's like, it's like
random shit down here.
Exactly. There's more kangaroos in Australia than there are people. It's like this like forbidden land, right? Where it's just like there's so many mysteries, and there's so many species of animals that haven't been discovered yet. And God knows I'm going to put $100 down on the table that 90% of them are probably going to kill you just by looking at them. You know what I mean? Because they're that dangerous. And Australia has, the top 10 deadliest everything. So he's all the way on the other side of the world. He's upside down. I don't know how he's even here. I don't know how gravity works in Australia. Do you guys have gravity? I don't know. You must have much higher gravitational force than the rest of the planet, because somehow you guys are still standing up on 2 feet. But it's a very foreign land to the rest of the world. So when they hear your voice, I can understand why people will be like, I'm jumping in that stream. Fuck that Bostonian chick. I don't really like her voice. She's kind of, she's very unladylike because she swears like a sailor. But that Australian guy, that Aussie guy, I could listen to him all day. Absolutely. Why is my hand down my pants? What the fuck? How did this happen?
Sorry, Kevin. She didn't mean to say that. I'm kidding, Kevin. I'm kidding, Kevin. Sorry. I'm just making sure I include the streaming shenanigans. He's probably like, hey, dare you say that, you motherfucker? I'm just making sure you're still there, man. But no, I love what you do, Kevin, and appreciate all the support you give us.
Oh my god, let's see. And Warren and Rob, I see so much hate online, so I always try to be positive and encouraging.
Yeah,
awesome. Good for you, Dustin. You be a good positive influence. I will continue to be a hateful bitch online and offline, I guess. I think I'm worse offline. Oh man, Rob, you are in for some shit when you come to Boston in May, which is less than 6 weeks away, by the way. Ho. Less than 6 weeks, guys. Less than 6 weeks. 5 more weeks before he takes the journey of a lifetime, and it changes his life forever. Because he's not only going to have Dunkins, but when we pick him up at Logan Airport, my brother and I are going to be picking him up. We're going to have Butterfingers for him, and Dr. Pepper, and a bunch of other stuff that they don't have in Australia that he can just eat on the way to our Airbnb. Actually,
like a child who needs to be entertained in the back seat.
Yeah. Like, okay, so here's your bag full of stuff, and you deal with that. You take a good look at the scenery. Yeah, that's a big building, isn't it? Yeah, those are called skyscrapers.
On the rear TV, in the car. Yep. But nah. I mean, look. I've been to the States before. I've been to LA, and it's interesting.
Boston is not LA. Okay, we actually have a good color scheme in Logan, which you'll find out. All of our chairs have armrests that work.
Oh, that are broken and bad color schemes. Yeah.
Yeah, this is not LAX. This is Logan, motherfucking International goddamn airport. All right, we know what the hell we're doing.
I don't know how people live in California. I've been there before. I just don't know how they live there, to be honest.
I don't know either.
It's a very, very crowded, very interesting place. You got your extreme riches and then your extreme poors.
What we're gonna do is, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take an industrial size chainsaw and I'm gonna start sawing it off of the United States. I
can go float to Hawaii.
So I can go hang out with Hawaii, and maybe if I'm lucky enough, it'll the tectonic plates that are underneath give enough of a push so that it hangs out with New Zealand too, and then maybe via airlift we can take Puerto Rico and then kind of put it in its it'll be a really odd kind of
we'll be Puerto Rico, because Puerto Rico is fucking amazing, right? And it really should be a state, because if Hawaii, which is further away, can be a state, why can't Puerto Rico?
Exactly. Puerto Rico is a hop and a skip away from the United States, and it's U.S. territory. However, I'm about to write an angry letter to Congress and be like, get rid of California and make Puerto Rico a state. I understand that there are 50 stars on our flag for a reason, and to create 51 states, which it still boggles my mind how there are actually some people, Americans, mind you, that think that there are 52 states. I'm like, where the fuck are you getting this? Are you in my head, I think that they are counting the continental U.S. as all 50, and then they're thinking Alaska and Hawaii are two different states.
True, because they're external.
I'm just like, no, there are 48 in the continental region, and Alaska and Hawaii just happen to be separated. Which I actually got into a fight with an Englishman who was like, why do you guys call it the United States of America if you're not united? And I'm just like, I don't know. The same reason why you guys call it the United Kingdom, even though you own Northern Ireland. Doesn't seem so united to me. Fucking A. People need to do their goddamn research before they take shots at me. Fucking Christ. Always got a 50 cal ready to go.
What I get annoyed about is the fact that they have really no power over us, yet we still have to.
You got your big, you know.
We're not broke from.
You got your big brother, U.S. Us, U.S.
Yeah, and this is the thing, guys. The reason why Aussies and Americans have this little thing together, like I didn't know this until becoming a horror narrator, right? But the general consensus is, which still boggles my fucking mind, is that you Americans actually don't mind Aussies at all.
We love you guys.
Yeah, but I didn't know that until I became a narrator, and everyone was like, "Oh, you're Aussie? Wow, I thought you were British." But now that you're Aussie, not now that I know you're Aussie, now that you're Aussie, suddenly you just converted. Now you're blonde because you dyed your hair instantly overnight. Now that you've become an Aussie overnight, I really dig your channel. Now that I can understand an Aussie accent, you're not just putting it on. It's like, no, I'm not just putting it on. Fortunately, I was born this way.
I just thought of like Australian moisturizer. You just put it on, and then when you wake up in the morning and you're Australian. So now that you're Aussie, Jesus Christ.
You even have 9 months prepared for that shit. But
you can be Aussie with Australian moisturizer.
Kevin says LA is a place of its own. Nikki, pizza time for me tonight. Pizza. Now that you've said that, I'm still trying out for other jobs, and I'm still in training for all jobs. Oh, that's good. I hope that works out for you. Kevin says they're waiting on Cuba, so we don't have an odd number. What do you mean we're waiting on Cuba?
We have an even number. It's 50. 50 is an even number.
No. He's saying if you take on Puerto Rico as a state, right?
No, but we get rid of California as a state.
Realistically, right? You can take on Puerto Rico as the 51st state. You can't get rid of California realistically because of Congress, right? But
no, but you can with a chainsaw.
Okay, fair enough. But realistically speaking, you can bring on Puerto Rico as the 51st state of America, but to balance it out, you would need 50 seconds. So what Kevin is saying in theory is you can wait on Cuba to get it. However, Cuba is its own country. It's never going to join because of the way they are. They're not an American territory. You have Gitmo, but you don't necessarily have Cuba. But what you can do is bring on Guam
yes.
or American Samoa, which is near Hawaii. Now, American Samoa would be actually very, very good, or Guam, because Guam is practically a state anyway in the Philippines. Well, next to the Philippines, right? Very close to Australia. Now, if that was a state, if Guam was a state, right? Because Hawaii is the closest state you have to Australia. Now, if Guam was a state, that means you Americans can fly all the way out to Guam as far as possible, either to retire, say you had a 401k and you're getting paid out.
But they can do that anyway. It's a territory.
You technically can, yes. Technically you can, but
you are still a U.S. citizen in Guam.
If you are born in Guam, you can't make it back to the States. That's the only difference.
But you can fly to Guam and live there without having to do all the rigmarole that you would if I were to, say, move to Australia. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
You can live in Guam as an American and still be a citizen.
Now, do you know the other loophole to this? Is in Australia, we've got a lot of American army bases, right? Purely American territory. What would be really cool is if you, for example, got a job in the army as a civilian, and you could then fly as far as Australia, technically on American territory, and then you would enter the country without not necessarily having to be an Australian citizen. That would be awesome.
That would be awesome, but minus the military part. I feel like I would either be really good or really bad in the military.
No, you do a civilian job, like medical, admin, whatever. There's normal jobs.
Still got to do. You still have to do basic if you're.
No, not these days. In the old days, you would have to work as like I was doing.
No, I mean just for medic, as a military medic, do you still have to do basic?
You have to do first aid. You'd have to know first aid and stuff like that, but you wouldn't necessarily have to do.
I mean, I would hope so.
There's still businesses and stuff that run on an army base. So now there's civilians who live there, shops, that sort of stuff. Back in the day, I'm like, especially the army base here, you just have civilians. Like I was just a civilian working on the army base, but you still live and work on the army base. It's like its own gated community. Although you feel safe at night, you really feel safe at night.
I get yelled at so much because I'd be yelling at other people. Like, that's if a drill sergeant gets in my face and that's spitting at me, like, I'll spit right back. That's just my natural instinct. And I'm pretty sure that's why my dad was in the military, and he took on special training as a sniper. So I don't know how he was able to contain himself, if at all. Actually, he has told me some stories that were hilarious about how one of his commanding officers, they were on a boat. They were going, I think they were somewhere in Europe. He's traveled all over the world. I think I still haven't asked him, but I think he might have even gone to Australia. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if he's gone that far, but I know he's been as close as Hawaii. He's been to pretty much every single country you can think of. But I remember him telling me a story about him. He was on a ship, and his commanding officer they were going to be doing for lack of a better word, like a sneak attack. Basically, they were about to infiltrate something, and I guess this commanding officer, he was kind of like a a hothead. He was kind of a hotshot. He thought he was like like he owned the army, like he was commander in chief, like president of fucking United States kind of it. And apparently he had bad intel, and the rest of the crew got the correct intel, which basically warned everybody that if they were to cross a certain line in the direction that they were going, then they were going to get fired at. They were going to, like, people were just going to fucking swoop in, and they were, you know, any carriers in the area, they were going to deploy planes and just start bombing the shit out of this fucking boat. And my dad is telling the commanding officer, we have to turn back. We can't fucking cross this line, because if we do, we're all gonna get shot. And the officer's just like, the fuck we are. No, we're doing this. You know, I got the intel. And my dad's like, you have fuck all intel. Like, the majority of the people on this ship have the good intel. You weren't briefed, or what the fuck ever. And it got to the point where my dad actually punched him in the face and knocked him out.
Yeah.
That by itself, just picturing that. I'm imagining my dad just walking right up to him and be like, no, we're turning the ship around.
Hey, Merritt.
And the guy's just like, absolutely not. And then I was just, bam, a couple teeth knocked out, you know. And I don't think my dad even got reprimanded, because that it was true. They were eventually going to be essentially ambushed. And whoever was I almost said driving the boat. Whoever was driving the boat, my dad basically, he didn't take command, but he basically told me, he's like, turn this fucking bitch around. Bang a Yui and turn this fucking ship around. And they did. And had it not been for my dad's fist in that guy's face, I probably wouldn't be here right now, because my dad probably would have gotten shot dead if they had continued on with that, whatever the fucking mission they were going on. But my dad is one that just does not take shit. So I'm very surprised he even lasted 4 years in the military to begin with, let alone have sniper training. And the stories he told me about that is awesome. Awesome. My dad actually put a Barrett 50 cal on a fucking bipod and shot a dude straight through the chest. And he said, you know, you get tunnel vision when you're in that moment. Apparently this guy was a scout, and my dad's orders were shoot to kill, and everybody else was told not to be on this particular area, because it was enemy territory.
Yeah.
And he said this guy was basically walking out alone, and he said he was alone, but his mouth was moving. So he's essentially communicating with somebody that, you know, through earpiece, whatever. And my dad's orders were shoot to kill. So he lined the guy up in his crosshairs. He took the shot, and he said that when he fired the shot, everything kind of went into slow motion. And he hit the guy right in the chest. And before the guy hit the ground, he said he could see the grass of the field from the other side of the guy through the hole that he made from the bullet. That's how, first of all, that's how big of a dent he put in that guy's skeleton. And then the guy obviously dropped to the ground dead because, you know, you get slammed in the chest with a 50 cal from a Barrett sniper rifle. You don't really walk that off, do you? No. You're pretty much down for the count. And that count is 1. So he told me that, and I was just like, I want to be a sniper. Like, that was my first thought, because I was like, I want to see grass on the other side of somebody's, you know, bullet wound that I inflicted. And that's when I realized that I was a sociopath. No. I realized that in Catholic school. No.
My brother's the same. If he was in the military, they won't let him in because of his vision, because he's got really bad vision, and apparently that's
you have to have. I mean, you can have glasses, but you have to have them you have to have at least, you know, a certain amount. I mean, 20 is obviously ideal, but no.
Legally blind without his glasses on, so he
wouldn't be able to.
So because contacts don't adhere to his eye because he's got bubbles in his eyeball, right, on his eyeball. So contacts never will stick to his eyes. So therefore, what he wanted to do in the military, flying, sniping, whatever, isn't possible for him. So that brought him back a bit because, you know.
That is kind of a downer.
Yeah, so it's fucked him up a bit, but, you know, working on it slowly. But, you know, that should happen.
I didn't see Johnny. Hi, Johnny. I was just talking about, I was talking about my dad and how he's got kills. Yeah. Which is kind of awesome. It's kind of like, yeah, my dad's killed people. And they're like, what?
Let's go a few languages here. Johnny, ni hao ma. Hoe gaat het met jou? Geht es dir gut? Ça va? How many languages can I come up with? I'm trying to think of my Spanish. I've forgotten my Spanish now. I think no hablo español for Johnny.
Oh, God.
No hablas español. I only know the Germanic languages. I'm a bit rusty on my Swedish. I could never do the accent though. But
every time he speaks German, I have to like fan myself. I'm just like, oh.
That's the thing. This is the thing we've got. See, I was fluent in German because I taught myself a long time ago. I wanted to know another language, and I taught myself German, right? And it helped because,
whoa, Kevin.
I was in Germany, but hang on, I was saw what Kevin said. He lost his left eye when I was young. That kept me out of the service. No lie, it was a big.
Can I ask how?
Sorry to hear that, Kevin. Sorry to hear that, man.
Tell us how while Rob finishes the story, because I want
to listen to Kevin. I'm going to sit here in suspense until Kevin tells us. Someone can't just say I lost my left eye when I was young. Carry on, Rob. No.
Someone can't just say I lost my left eye and just like, oh, that's okay. Well, anyway, back to what I was saying. Jesus Christ.
Maren, Achtung. Geht es dir was? Johnny, komm hier. Sag etwas mit dir.
Isn't it kommen Sie hier?
That's formal.
Well, what if I want to be formal?
Yeah, come here is like common C is anytime you use C, that's the common U, right?
Yeah.
So it's like as if you're saying they come, whatever. So it's the common. So when you ask a question, are you guys coming here? It's common. It's kommt ihr. Yeah. So it's a bit different. But common C is the formal way of saying it. So like, you know, if you don't really know the person, you use the formalized version.
What if I want to use formal language when I know somebody? Can I still do that? Can I still be polite all the time?
Because it's an age thing. Then you would say it to your grandparents. Like say your oma, your pa, you say, you know, they have respect. It's like, oh, hello, Mr. and Mrs. Whatever. It's like a respect thing. But if it's your parents or younger generation and you know them, you would say, you can say kommst du hier, but that's a bit weird. So you say komm hier to shorten it. It's like dropping the R's.
Well, what if I want to say kommen Sie hier?
You can if you don't know the person. It's just.
Well, what if I know the person? What is it illegal? Not to like Like,
They'll be like, "Are you right in the head? Like, are
are you
you?"
serious? Come on. Or will they just be like, wow, what a polite individual. I like this
Yeah, it
person.
could be like that. Like you'd be like, "Oh, I don't like this." It's like when you drink your cup of tea with your pinky in your ear, in the air. Very, very posh. It's like, "Ooh, spicy milk. I'm illegal. I'm
There's a
allergic."
reason for that, though. Do you know the reason why they put their pinky out?
No, I don't care.
Well, for those
You
who,
give me
for
fucking
those in the
shit.
chat that do, I will let you know why people who drink tea with their pinky out. It's so that back in the old days, if you were a lady, I suppose anybody, but mostly it's a mostly womanly thing to do. If you had your pinky out, what you would do is before you rested your tea back on your cup, you would put the pinky down first so that it didn't make as much noise. Fun
Gotcha.
fact.
That's awesome.
Fun fact.
So Merit says your parents are from Finland. So next door. That's awesome. That's a very different language group there. Finnish aren't Scandinavians necessarily. They're not Germanic language. They're Finnish are Finnish. They're probably Estonians are their closest cousin. So that's very cool that the Finnish and this. I mean, I know Finnish and Swedes intermingle all the time, but yeah. Now, so Kevin said I was really little, about 2 years old. My mother was telling me to stay out of her feet. What? To stay out of her feet. But this day
Basically,
I was.
stop being under step. Like,
Okay. But this day I was, and she got in an upper cabinet, and a glass bottle fell and hit the course. Oh. Had to
and it
drive to a
says,
store.
I
Had
was
a headache.
looking straight up and got glass in both eyes. This was in the
Oh.
late 70s, and it's, oh my God. My eyes hurt now. Like, my eyes were heavy before, but oh my God.
I mean, if I saw that to someone else, I'm not squeamish. But if it happened to me, then I'd be squeamish to myself.
Okay, so wait.
Damn,
Did
man.
they have to remove it? Do you have like a glass eye, or are you balling on an eye patch, rocking one of those, or what's going on? Like that's an insane story. Like holy shit. Once anybody, and I've worked in the ER before, I've worked in the hospital my entire life, and I've seen some gnarly shit go down, right? I can't say I've ever seen somebody with a shard of glass in their eye. Because as soon as you say those words in that order, everybody goes, oh my God. Whether you're squeamish or not, it's like you can feel it. You know? I mean, having an eyelash stuck in your eye hurts enough. I can't even imagine what a shard of glass would feel like. Jesus. I'm glad you pulled out of that, though, because yes, it could have been so much worse. You could have lost both. Because holy shit.
Yeah, I've heard, especially with the eyes, because it's so close to the brain.
Yeah.
It might not never be a good thing, but I'm really
like,
glad you're okay.
All of the neurons and like the neurological receptors that go into the back of your brain. I mean, some of them could have been damaged just from that. I've known people who've gotten eye injuries that have suffered certain parts of their brain don't work or function as well as they used to just because of an eye injury. And it's fucking crazy how it's all, neurologically connected.
Yeah, that was my concern. Yeah. So he's got an eye that looks like a marble. I say, so you still got the eye, but you wear a patch sometimes. They save the eye, but it's painful. Yeah, I can imagine. And I've never let them take it out. Well, it's good that you still have your real eye, even though I mean,
yeah.
I get to see from it anyway. So if they can save it, and at least you have something of your real self in there, because it's losing an eye, man. It's risky, So I'm glad that you can keep your actual eye.
But you know what though? That is actually pretty gnarly in itself, because I have a thing where, like, if you have like a battle scar, that to me, you just earned like 20 extra respect points, because I'm just like, that's fucking dope. Like if somebody goes, look at this fucking scar that I got. And I'm like, how'd you get that? And they're like, oh, I got stabbed before before I was trying to walk across, 2 lanes of traffic. I'm like, holy shit. But if somebody goes, look at this guy, and I'm like, how'd you get that? And they're like, oh, gnarly paper cut. And I'm just like, fuck off. This guy's got stabbed. Like, dude, he's got way more fucking like badass points than you do. But Jesus Christ, man, I can't even imagine. I'm like, unless it's like, you know, those paper cutters that look like fucking makeshift guillotines, you know? You know, the office ones where you like stick the paper in and then just slice. Because we have those. I use that shit all the fucking time. In fact, I love. They're just like, can you cut these papers? I'm like, absolutely. So I will go. I run and find that thing because it's been there since I started working there in 2006. People, okay, and it's still sharp as a fucking it's sharp as a blade because it is a blade. But it's never lost. It's never gotten dull, and I've used it so many times for so many fucking projects, signs that need to be, fucking newsletters and shit that need to be hung up on doors and whatever, announcements. I love using that thing. And I can only imagine that, I mean, I used to take automotive in high school, and there was a kid that I knew very well. And didn't see very much of after this particular incident, but he was using a buzzsaw because he was trying to fix part of a car, and in order to do that, he needed a buzzsaw to cut a piece of wood for some planking and do something so that there was enough support for whatever he was trying to do. And his thumb slipped, and he lost his entire thumb. Like both knuckles, everything. And shock is a wonderful thing, people, because when you lose an extremity appendage, phalange, as they call it in the medical world, a finger, that quickly because of a buzzsaw, it happens so fast that your brain doesn't really register it. And so he's looking down at his thumb that is gushing blood all over the place, and he's just kind of like, well, this sucks. And I'm just like, yeah, it does. You just lost a fucking thumb. Like, are you kidding me? What the fuck, dude? So they had to put it in, like, what they ended up doing was they put it in, I guess the thing that you do is if you want to save something like a finger, you have to put it in milk with ice cubes in it.
Wow, how about the milk?
I don't know why. I'm assuming obviously the ice cubes, keep it cold, that kind of thing, reduce swelling and shit like that. I'm not really sure why milk, because for certain things, like if you have an ulcer, I mean, that's essentially like a slight tear in your stomach lining because of something, whether it be medication or whatever. They tell you to stay away from dairy products because it has bacteria in it, live bacteria. I don't know why you would put a severed finger into a glass of milk because of, a potential infection. But I think maybe that bacteria ends up maybe helps in the process of maybe rebuilding or helping the healing process. I don't really know. I'm going to have to ask one of the doctors I work with next time I'm at work. But they got milk. They put it in a little glass, put some ice cubes, some crushed ice in there, put his finger in there, and they waited for paramedics while somebody basically tried to stop the fucking bleeding from his thumb. And nobody was allowed to work with that buzzsaw ever again, which is a real shame because I was next in line. And it was taunting me because I used to use the welding station. Yes, I know how to weld, but it was right next to the buzzsaw, and it was kind of like taunting me, like, yeah, you can never use me. And I'm like, God fucking damn it. But then again, I was using a fucking welding torch, so it's like, what's cooler? Welding torch.
Welcome, Karen. Nice to see you again. It's been ages.
Karen is here.
Welcome, guys. Nice to see you. I think it's the first time I've seen you before, unless you had a different name. But welcome all the same. Nice to have you. We're just.
I don't know if I said hi to Merritt yet, and I apologize. But hello, Merritt. I don't know how long you've been around, and also, Guy Sunroads. Hello.
Nikki says.
Looking up.
So Nikki says when she was 6 or 7 years old in the 2000s, I accidentally got my left slammed in a Tahoe SUV, and I had no idea, and I never cried or anything. Left what, Nikki? Sorry. And Kevin says, I've always worked where eye protection is required. Always love it when a two-eyed person tells me about eye safety. Seriously, taking it seriously. I show the eye. That's gold.
Oh shit.
Nikki says, I was at my dad's park baseball game with friends and family at the time. So I just got home. Oh, you're right, Karen. Left what, Nikki? What left?
Yeah,
What did you
what happened? Left. That part was redacted. Oh man, we have more likes than dislikes. God damn it. Let me refresh this teaser trailer to see if there's any more dislikes on it for no fucking reason whatsoever.
Oh, left hand. Ah, that sucks, man.
I've done Jesus. That. Oh my god. Dude, it's got 9.
9 dislikes.
Yeah. It was 4 when I started the stream.
Fuck me.
Oh man. People who I'm sure there's some little petty cunts in here who are listening, because it only started happening after I started talking about it, right? Technology is nice because it allows you to track IPs and you can find out who people are pretty quick. And so all the people who dislike the video for no reason, I'm curious enough. I already know who's doing it. So if that petty cunt is in here, I know who you are. So I got that IP on lock. Trust.
I don't get it. People don't like something, you know.
It's this fucking 15-second intro, for fuck's sake. And it's just like, hey, guys, this is what's happening soon.
Yeah, and it's not like someone doesn't like it. It's just more, you know, they're going, oh, you know what, you know, I'm just going to be a dick because they're doing well, or...
Yes, indeed, Merritt. Cunts indeed. Apparently, see, what happened... What had happened was I had put a teaser intro for an upcoming series that I'll be working on soon. And I was kind of... I was, you know, it got pretty good feedback as far as the comments were concerned. However, I was like, you know, I saw 1 dislike and I was kind of like, no, that's weird. And then when I started this stream tonight, I noticed that there were 4. Now there are 9. And I'm kind of like, are people just fucking with me? Or do I really have to go on this VPN and find out for real? Like, I already know 1 person who's doing it. If there's a band of angry, petty, I have no life, so I am going to dislike this 15-second intro because I don't know how to pronounce the word hypothetical, cunts in here who are listening, trust and believe, they'll be found it. It's not like I'm going to dox them, because doxing is, that's about as low as it goes. But I'll find out. I have before, I can do it again. Technology is nice. People don't really understand and they don't know how tech savvy I am until it's too late. So, something to keep in mind. But let's see. Dustin says, so when I was a kid, my sister I'm assuming that meant tripped me, and my forehead hit a corner of a piece of, oh my god. Okay. I have a scar in the middle of my forehead that kind of resembles the hair. Oh, you have a Harry Potter scar? That's awesome. That's fucking awesome. See, I love it when people tell me about their battle scars, and I'm just like, that's fucking dope. Like my mom, I guess she knows everybody in the hospital that we work in, right? So she's very garrulous as fuck. So she talks a mile a minute. Probably where I get it from. Thanks, Mom. But because she talks to so many people, she ended up seeing somebody in the ER who got shot in the elbow. Okay. And when they were looking at his x-rays, it was completely fucking shattered, as you might expect when you get shot in the fucking elbow, people. I mean, for God's sake. But she made him feel so much better just because she was like, you are the first person I've ever met whose elbow looks like if I broke a piece of china on the ground, and you're still walking around like you know, like it's nothing. I mean, granted, he could not, after surgery, he couldn't bend it nearly as much as he could. Like, you know, range of motion kind of goes out the window when you get shot in the elbow and it shatters to a million fucking pieces. I mean, the reason he had to have surgery in the first place was because there were so many shards that were so tiny that they were worried that one of the shards was going to get lodged into one of his veins, which does happen, and potentially get stuck in his heart. And that is a very serious problem, either the heart or his lungs. Because what happens is if a bone fragment is small enough and it does get into your bloodstream, it can cause significant injury and or death. When because you know, people forget how fast your bloodstream actually, you know, circulates. So when it circulates and bones are going into, you know, heart valves and, you know, arteries and shit, yeah, it can stop. It's like throwing a wrench in a fucking engine. You know what I mean? It's not good. The engine's gonna fucking fail. Where did you go? Yeah, Mr. He says somebody's like, Karen's like, Mr. Reality, you're quiet. And
I was listening to your talk, and I was just putting on the you know, that's why I typed in the chat to welcome.
He was just putting on pants. That's all.
Yeah, right.
See, love giving him shit. And Dustin also says, let's see. So I also fell down my basement stairs. Oh, Jesus Christ. Falling downstairs is like one of my worst fears, and I do it all the time. But okay, so I fell down my basement stairs backwards, and the back of my head hit the corner of 5 concrete steps. Oh my God, I just stood up and walked out like a boss. Only you could hit your head on concrete steps and just get up, dust yourself off, and be like, Jesus, all right, well, that's that. And then just go on with your merry day.
Well, let me tell you guys what happened to me. So I was about probably 12. So a bee stung my arm, but I carried on anyway.
Now, you might think that that's just like, oh, you poor thing. But he lives in Australia, okay? So these bees are the size of Tyrannosaurus rexes. They're humongous. So think of bees that are just like, they can just stomp through at any given point. He survived that shit. That's easily 100 respect points right there.
A bee stung my arm, but I carried on anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man. But,
my brother and I were climbing up a tree once, and I told Rob this story, and it was fucking hilarious. I was at my my Irish grandparents' side, my dad's side of the family, basically, and they live out kind of in the sticks. They live in a small town away from bustling city, concrete jungle where I live, and so they have what's called nature, and my brother and I aren't really used to nature. We're just like, what is this green stuff all over the ground? And my, you know, grandpa was like, that's called grass, honey. And we're like, oh, grass, neat. So we see this, they have this tree in the backyard, and my brother and I thought it was a brilliant idea to climb it, because I've always been a tomboy. I've always loved to do quote unquote boy things. So, you know, I can skateboard like the best of them. But my brother and I were climbing the tree. I went first because I'm older, wiser, and at that point in time was taller, because I was probably like 10 or 11 or something. So we're climbing this tree and we get pretty high up, and then my head hit something, but it was kind of soft, and I was confused, and I was like, what the fuck did my head just hit? And I look, and I cracked open the bottom of a wasp's nest. And I just see them all trickling out one by one, and I'm just like, Derek, jump. And he goes, the fuck you talking? Jump? How? Look how high we are. I'm like, it's a lot. It's a safer alternative than what's about to happen. Fucking jump. So he jumped. I jumped right after him, and we run inside. My grandfather saw us bolting from. You would have thought like a serial killer was after us with a freaking butcher knife or something. And we're running, screaming inside, and my grandfather's like, "What? What the fuck happened?" And we're just like, "Fucking wasps! We hit a wasp's nest in that tree." He, like, classic Irish granddad comes out with a baseball bat and starts swinging at him. I'm like, "Are you fucking drunk? Like, what is going on here?" Like, he nailed a couple of them, because when we walked outside and like the dust had settled and they had gone back, like they had called off the, you know, the fucking attack. We walked outside and he got like 6 of them. Like, we found like 6 dead, huge ass wasps on the ground. We were like, Jesus Christ, man, why aren't you going in the major leagues? Like, you can hit a wasp, you can hit a baseball. Like, fuck me. That is fucking crazy. Ooh, God. I'm surprised we didn't get stung. Actually, maybe we did, but maybe the shock of it, of just being that scared, we didn't feel it at the time. I don't know. We might have gotten stung, but not to our knowledge. And if we didn't get stung, it was a goddamn miracle, because that wasp's nest was humongous. And I'm talking like the size of like 2 basketballs, like formed together to make this hybrid beast of a thing. It was humongous, scary as fuck. And what's even crazier than that is, even in my own backyard, the house that I live in right now, there's a fence that separates my house from the, you know, my neighbors, and it's made out of wood, but you can't really see it because my dad has kind of put a bunch of trees around to kind of make it more like, oh look, we're a normal American family, Americana, hell yeah. But my brother and I, again, we were playing like, I don't know, some weird hide and seek game or something, and I hid behind one of those trees, but I was like practically inside it, because like my frame is really tiny and I'm really flexible, so like you can't see me. If it weren't for, shut up. If it weren't for my red hair, like I had to like tuck that shit into a hood. Shut the fuck up, Rob. I was hiding in this tree, and the tree was like pressed up against the wall. So I was like, I am so not getting caught, not getting found. This is the best hiding spot ever. Until I look up, and no more than 6 inches away from my fucking face is a wood wasp. Now, I don't know if you know what a wood wasp looks like, but they're the fucking devil. They are huge. They're black. They have like, they are Satan incarnate. They are the scariest fucking things ever. They are like almost as scary as a Pepsis wasp, otherwise known as a tarantula hawk. Do you know what those things are? Holy shit. First of all, apparently the sting of a tarantula hawk is apparently as painful as getting struck by lightning. I don't know how they gauged that. I imagine what they did was they took some very unlucky volunteer to get stung, and they rated the pain scale, or at least, you know, they checked, they were doing brain scans and all kinds of stuff to see which parts of the brain, like the pain receptors and stuff, which parts lit up and how much they lit up. And they compared it to that of somebody getting struck by lightning, who obviously survived, obviously, clearly. And apparently it was pretty on par. And tarantula hawks have their name for a reason. They are ballsy as fuck, guys. You know what they do? They go and they find tarantula burrows, and they waltz their way back in. They just walk in. It's like a B&E, except there's no B. It's just entering. They just enter into this friggin' burrow, into this tarantula's den, and they attack it. And what they do is they sting it to paralyze it. It doesn't kill the tarantula. It essentially puts it into a coma. Maybe not even a coma, because it's almost like Lou Gehrig's disease, if I'm remembering that disease correctly, and forgive me if I'm mistaken, but it's like almost being in a coma, like you are aware of your surroundings, but you can't move. You're paralyzed. So they put the tarantula in that state where it knows what's going on. And the wasp lays its eggs inside the tarantula because it needs a warm body, hence the reason it doesn't kill the tarantula. They need the warmth of the body itself. And when the babies hatch, what they essentially have at their disposal is a meal right in front of them. So the tarantula is eaten alive from the inside out from the wasps' babies, and then it dies. That's the longest process of death I've ever fucking come across in nature, and it's horrific to think of. And it's such a shame too, because tarantula hawks are actually very, very pretty. They have like orange wings and stuff, and orange is my favorite color. And and sometimes they have really bright blue wings, and they're really pretty, but dangerous as fuck. There's a YouTube video of a Pepsis wasp and a Brazilian wandering spider. It's essentially still a tarantula, but it's the biggest, and I suspect the most aggressive tarantula on the face of the planet. And they are squaring up. Like, there's a video of these two squaring up, ready for a fucking fight. And oh, do they fight. I think they both ended up dying though, because the venom of the wandering spider, he actually ended up getting a bite in before the Pepsis wasp got her sting in. But they both didn't make it, and it was a gnarly fight to see. It was crazy. That's why I hate nature. Fuck nature. Fuck Australia. I'm out.
What's this got to do with us?
Because you guys have the deadliest everything, and I know that there are things out there that put tarantula hawks probably to shame.
Nah, we don't. We might have more collectively dangerous stuff, but ours are like, they are deadly, but they're not like instant deadly, not painful. They're like, all right, I'm going to inject some poison into you. Are you ready for this? I'm like, okay, all right.
Ty's here, really, and he's trying to still convince me that Australia's not that bad.
I prefer not to get poisoned and killed, but like, it's all right. Look, I have to do this. This is my job. This is what I'm employed to do. If I don't, do this, the other spiders are gonna, kick me out of the group. So look, I have to do this, but look, it's not that bad. I'll just give you a little nip. It won't hurt. The venom will go through. Look,
fuck's sake.
You get to a hospital, which is about 30 minutes down the road to your left. Go to the ER. Tell them, Redback Senior. They will get you the required.
Why can't they just be like, can you just pretend for a second? Look, I'm in a really sticky situation. I'm being initiated into this group of spiders. They need me to essentially bite you. I don't want to have to do that, but how good of an actor are you? Can I just pretend to bite you and you just kind of flinch and go, ow, what the fuck, Redback? That wasn't fucking cool.
Well, that's why they've been doing this for the last 150 years, because we've not had a single death from anything except horses. That is the last fatality we've had.
That still blows my mind, and that's still really funny. Kevin says, look for the vid of the guy getting stung by the tarantula hawk. It's worth it to see. Yeah. I think I may have seen it. There might be a couple of them, but was it the one where he had his arm out the window of his car? Was he driving at the time? I'm not sure if that's the one that you're talking about, but I did see a video of this guy. He had, or I could have maybe read this and just imagined it so well that I thought I saw a video on it, because my imagination, it goes wild. I either read or saw. What the fuck? Echo! Shut the fuck up. Oh my god, this bitch. She is so fucking annoying and noisy. Anyway, this guy was driving with his window down, and he had his, people drive with, they're all cool and badass because they have their elbow hanging out the window, right? And apparently, he was just trying to like feel the summer breeze, and all of a sudden a Pepsis wasp comes out of nowhere and just stings him in the arm or some shit. He said he had to pull his car over because the pain was so bad that he started swerving all over the road, because I don't think shock hit him in that moment. I mean, a shock hit him, but it wasn't the shock that you want. It wasn't like, oh, what the hell was that kind of thing, and then you feel the pain afterwards. No. Again, it's apparently it's like getting struck by lightning, which I don't want to feel for myself. Rather just get tattoos.
I just want to read some of the comments here.
Yep. So that's your job. My job is to ramble.
So Karen said, my brother threw a jumbo marble in the air and it fell on my head. Ouch. I've had that happen before. Wasps be crazy bugs is what Nikki said. Kevin said I would probably take out a window with a bat if you were striking. Yeah, fair enough. In reply to your granddad hitting the wasp with him. Dustin said me and my cousin were swinging on my swing and there was a wasp hive inside it. I do a backward slip off the swing, you'll run, and my cousin, not fast enough, gets stung, and we found out he's allergic. Ouch. Did he make it?
Dustin? Yeah, that's crazy. This could be, I could have bad intel, so to speak, but I heard that if you are genetically predisposed to being allergic to the venom of a bee sting, you essentially can get stung once and be okay, but if you get stung again, it's bad news. Like you get like you get like a freebie, I guess. Like that's how I guess the body reacts, and it realizes that it is allergic to a bee sting. So you will essentially have symptoms of having an allergic reaction. But I mean, in order for you to know that you're allergic to, like my grandfather, for example, on my mom's side, he's allergic to bees, but he's only been stung once in his whole life, which is really weird because he's a gardener. He gardens, well, prior to him getting dementia, he used to garden all the time. And I'm just like, how the fuck have you only been stung once by a bee? Like, you're in a garden all day and there are bees everywhere. Like, that's crazy. But I mean, he obviously survived the bee sting, but he, obviously where he did get stung, which I believe was his hand, it got swollen like 3 times the size of his other hand. And that's when he was just like, I think I'm allergic. And then, he got sick, started vomiting and that kind of stuff. And that happened in probably his younger years, but he hasn't been stung since. And I'm just like, Jesus, like that track record, it's kind of crazy. I've been stung by, dude, I live in the big fucking city. There shouldn't be any bees around here, but I've been stung by a bee at least, and I'm not joking, like 13 or 14 times. I think it's safe to say I'm not allergic.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy. I'm glad I'm not allergic to anything like that. Welcome, Ty, by the way, if I haven't said it already. Let me just go back. Kevin says a video of a guy getting stung by one. I think you saw that. You mentioned that one. Nikki said, I think I saw one black wasp in my black backyard in my old childhood home, and I just sat down watching it buzz. Let's just see. They eat it, so it's a lovely crawl out. Kevin says, I don't bother the wasps around here. I dislike spiders more, and it's so hard to get rid of spiders. Ty is defending Australia. It isn't that bad.
It's easy to get rid of spiders. All you need is a pair of boots or some Raid or a flamethrower.
Sweden does not have any deadly insects. That's true. It's too bloody cold up there. That's why. Germany doesn't either.
You would think the same would be for us, but my God, like it's cold here, but we still have bugs. You should hear the cicadas in the summer. Oh my God.
Okay, Kevin says the video is about the guy it was in a jar. He put it on his arm, had to work at it, but it did sting him. I wish I could remember the guy's name. It was a huge wasp.
Oh my God. Okay, I'm gonna have to check that out for sure. I want to see somebody in pain for sure.
Ty's allergic to bees. Kevin says I had scorpions for a bit and did get stung a few times. I used to have a pet scorpion. I got them from the outback. I'm allergic to lemon.
Allergic to pine. And pine, really? Wow, I did not know it. So I had to get a real Christmas tree for my work and realized I was allergic when a rash appeared on my chest and moved up. Oh my God. That's crazy. I've never heard of anybody being allergic to pine. I've heard crazy stories of people being allergic to grass and people being allergic to sunlight. I feel like I'm one of those people.
Merritt says I'm allergic to bullshit.
Oh, you and me both.
Nikki says I've never been stung or bitten by any bug or animal. Lucky, very lucky. Speaking of plants, I'm allergic to this fucking massive hedge that we got at the front. Right? It's got like nice flowers and it's good for pollination. All the wasps and bees come for it, right? Really nice. Butterflies and shit fly around. It's a very nice place, right? But I'm allergic to it. I get rashes.
Butterflies are carnivorous. Did you know that?
What's that?
Butterflies are carnivorous.
Yeah, I did not know that.
Yeah. There's there's a video on YouTube of a swarm of butterflies eating a fish.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah. Yep.
Are they carnivorous as caterpillars then?
I'm not sure. I don't think so. I think they're strictly herbivores as caterpillars. But man, some of the caterpillars out there, like
we don't get half.
They are crazy. There's okay, if anybody can tell me, I can't remember, but I think it's called like the horned devil caterpillar or something like that. This thing is spiked more than a fucking Iron Maiden. This thing is crazy. Let me see if I can find a picture of it, because I have to not only find the real name of it, but this thing is insane. It looks like it's right out of hell. Honest to God, it looks like the devil just created this thing, like, just to fuck with the rest of the world.
That's crazy. Yeah, no, that's crazy indeed.
Let me see. Oh, hickory horned devil is what it's called.
Yeah, pretty. Hickory, is that around like North Carolina area, guys? Is that where that sort of bug?
I believe it. Yes, I think so.
The hickory around there, Hickory, North Carolina.
I'm gonna post the let me get this image link. I will show you what this motherfucker looks like. Oh my.
Yeah, I'm the same. Nikki, I've got seasonal allergies as well.
Yeah, check that out. That is the hickory horned devil caterpillar. Yeah, apparently they're very nice. Yeah. Apparently they're docile. They just want to chill, have a blunt with you. That's it. I wonder what they turn into. I want to see. I want to find out what they. Oh no! If this is what they turn into, oh my God. Let me see. Hang on. Oh, does it turn? Oh, if this actually turns into what I think it does, oh my God. Bear with me, ladies and gentlemen.
And while you guys do that, I will be right back.
Yes. Consider this a small intermission, I suppose. Let's see. Okay, so apparently it turns into what's called a regal moth. And I feel like I've seen this before. And I believe it's like, yeah. Oh, fuck yeah. Okay, so this is amazing. This is my new favorite thing in the world. Let me get this picture up here so you guys can see this. So that picture that I sent of the hickory horned devil turns into this. That right there is called a regal moth, and good God almighty, am I in love. And not just because it's orange. That is awesome. Oh, wherever Rob is, he needs to get back soon, because, oh, Jesus God. That is insane. That is insane. How do you guys even feel? I mean, I know some people who just don't like moths just because, but I mean, when you really look at them, they're kind of cute. Well, okay, there are moths out there that are just like, holy shit, that is like the cutest thing I've ever fucking seen. I can't remember the exact name of the moth, but it's like, it's small and it's white and teeny tiny. But
Brandy, at the moment, we're just looking at moths and caterpillars at the moment. We've taken a bit of a journey to get to this part, but at the moment, we're just talking about injuries that you may have sustained. Anything you're allergic to, bugs you might be afraid of, anything you've seen that have been pretty crazy, that sort of thing. Welcome, Freestyle Pro Kid Vlogs. Nice to see you.
That's about
and
the
welcome,
only
Randy.
shout out that we'll probably end up doing.
Well,
as
it's not really a shout out, it's more of a welcome. I mean,
it's a welcome. That's about it. But
generally shout out people that have videos on their channels. I have to start.
Oh man,
I'm from Australia and 4's from Boston. 4 warnings is from Boston.
Yeah, if you couldn't tell, So yeah, yeah. Once there's content on your channel, Freestyle Pro.
Hey Crump, how you going, man? Nice to see you. How's the weather in Utah?
Hello, Crump. Happy St. Patrick's Day. I know that it's I know the Midwest, I believe, just got they're about a half hour in, if I'm not mistaken.
I think Utah is Western time, isn't it? Pacific time?
I'm sorry?
Utah, I think it's Western time, isn't it?
Utah's I have no idea. Can't remember. I know Arizona is an hour behind, and so is Texas, but I'm not sure about Utah actually.
Utah's in currently fake spring. Might snow one more time. That's awesome.
Let's see. Freestyle says, do you guys like aquariums? Well, Boston Aquarium is pretty dope. I would say yes, I do like aquariums.
Kevin,
or only moths.
Kevin says, late summer we get these huge white and black moths that look like angels. I've snapped a few photos. To me, they're beautiful. That's awesome, man. That'd be awesome to see.
Missouri is 37 minutes in. Awesome. Happy St. Patrick's Day to Kevin.
Mountain time. Okay. So there's like a time zone before Pacific, I think.
Let's see.
Big.
I guess now that I don't know where Johnny is, if Johnny is still in here.
I think Johnny just vanished. I think
he vanishes all the time. He's a magician, but
he's fun.
What I think we could ask, or maybe we could probably just do this ourselves. But if anybody else is obliged, feel free. But now that it's getting closer and closer to the West Coast and people are getting into the St. Patrick's Day vibe, retweet this shit, man. Get this shit out there so other people can join in and have some fun. Because hey, man, we're always up for kicking back with you guys. The more the merrier, because that means it's BYOB. So the more booze, the better. Let's see. Let's see. Not shrimp, Freestyle. They're prawns. It's prawns on the Barbie. Okay. I know, baby. It's okay. It's okay. Breathe. Take a deep breath.
Freestyle, where are you from?
Apparently, shrimp on the Barbie is not the correct saying, because Australians call shrimp prawns. Sounds so professional. We just say shrimp because we're just like, that's really friggin' small, really shrimpy. Let's call it a shrimp. That's how we did it. We assumed USA, but we're talking state-wise. I mean, you're not obligated to tell us the state that you live in if you don't want to. But no. I'm going to do the old AOL thing, and I'm going to do this.
Or ASL.
Yep. Remember that? I miss those days. Am I the only one? Because it's like for some reason ASL just, once you answered those three, questions, it's like you knew everything about that person you ever needed to know.
Yeah.
Florida. All right, cool. The Australia of the United States. You and Rob will have much to talk about because, again, it's called the Australia of the United States for many a reason. Most of them being pythons and gators and mosquitoes and swamps and all kinds of nature. Fucking nature, man. God damn it. Like, oh, Jesus. We got somebody from Ottawa. Actually, I remember saying this to Rob. I said I know a lot of people from Canada, but I don't know anybody from Ottawa. Now I do.
Which
Check
I
that off
like.
the list. Karen is from Ottawa.
Yep.
Let's see. Ty, we know you're from Perth. You and Rob are like right down the road from each other, I think. Something like that. Actually, we told him before you entered before you came into the stream, we were like, get a bullhorn and just like yell to Ty. I'm sure he'll hear you. He's close enough. And just yell that we're live streaming and to get into this fucking stream.
Damn, nature, you
yeah.
scary.
But yeah, I feel like blowing Twitter up a little bit more, just because it's always good to get new people in here, and especially people who have no idea that we're streaming because maybe they got home late. Same thing, But like, share, sub, also if people are in here, check out each other's channels. Like, all you have to do, like, if you hover over somebody's name, there are 3 little dots that come up on the right side. All you have to do is click that, and it says, like, the very top, go to channel. And you can click that, and it's not going to take you out of this stream. So you can check out each other's channels while still remaining in here, and you don't have to worry about, coming back and refreshing and all that bullshit. So I encourage everybody. I know that there's a lot of people in here who do horror content. By all means, check out each other's channels and sub. Just sub for the hell of it. Sub in the name of St. Patrick's Day, whether it's your style or not. And then,
Absolutely.
So let's see. I'm sure I already have this like right on the top of my fucking Twitter. But let's see. All right, so just to save a little face, I'm gonna delete this, and I'm gonna retweet it again. It's too bad that you can't put thumbnails on there just yet. Come on, YouTube. I mean, give me a break, really. Bear with a little intermission of sorts. This is the time that basically everybody who has not cracked open a bottle of alcohol should. So get those, what do the cool kids say? Get those bottles popping, something like that. I'm so old. Let's see. How do I use the Twitter? Let me see. Let's go on the Twitter. And chirp something out.
Happy birthday, Nikki. I think it's just hit time.
Yay! Woohoo!
My grandmother lives in Florida. She used to tell me about to put shoes on because there are things that could bite or sting you that could kill you. I never did. I never did because he likes to live dangerously. That's gold. You guys go fishing a lot in Australia. I used to as a kid, but not anymore. Merritt says 9 hours from Sweden to Melbourne. Yeah, good for freaking Melbourne. Whoever lives in Melbourne. Screw Melbourne. Fucking Melbourne.
Let's see. I always have to threaten people in my tweets. Why? Oh my god. If there is a god and he like puts the DVD of my life in his laptop and goes over all my achievements, my mistakes, everything, I'm sure he'll look at my Twitter and be like, I can't let you in. Just because they're never nice tweets. They're never worded well. I mean, they're worded well. It's just it's not ladylike. Fucking love the fact that was a thing, that was actually a controversy, that somebody actually wrote in the comments of one of your videos. I cannot believe that was actually a fucking thing.
Oh my god, that's not fucking ladylike at all.
That was a rant and a half, man. She wrote like a novel. But what was funny was the fact that literally the same day she wrote, "You guys seem like a nice couple. Oh, I wish you all the happiness in the world." And then she wrote back, she was just like, "I retract my previous statement. This is absolutely disgusting. Nobody should be able to swear like forewarnings does. She is so unladylike and such trash and garbage and all this shit." And I'm just like, I'm reading this, I'm dying laughing. Oh my god, like I almost peed my pants. I was laughing so hard because I was like, people are actually still in this mindset. And apparently in two separate mindsets at the same time, which I find extremely interesting. I mean, maybe I'll have to do another episode on that. That's crazy. Like, how can you be an idiot and an altruist at the same time? Like, that's crazy. Oh my god. Oh my god. Women shouldn't swear. Fuck you. Fuck you if you think that. If you think women shouldn't swear, get fucked. That's what I have to say. Why are men allowed to swear and women can't? Based on, the select opinion of very few dumb cunts out there. Good God, the audacity of some people is like so mind-blowing that I can't help but laugh. It's like one of those things. It's just one of those things. It's like those things.
Like those things, Mr. Balloon Hands.
Mr. Walkway. Mr. Walk down on the walkway.
Lead me to the building. Fuck you.
Lead me to Planned Parenthood. Fuck you. Randy says, I cuss a lot too. Yeah, I do. Honestly, they're just fucking words, man. And I'm sorry if your skin is so thin that me saying the word fuck or shit or bitch ruins your entire day. But, there are band-aids for shit like that. So I'm sure you can go and walk down to your local fucking pharmacy, your convenience store, what the fuck ever, and get a pair, get some Neosporin for that little boo-boo that I caused just by saying the word fuck. It's like, come on. Jesus Christ. Get a goddamn grip. It's like what actually makes me wonder is people create these words. So the word fuck exists. It is a word. People know what it means. And it's a very, very practical word. It's a verb, it's a noun, it's an adjective, it's an adverb, it's all kinds of shit, right? Why on earth would you create a word and then say, but you're not allowed to use that word? Why create words and then not use them? That's so fucking stupid. And maybe this is just the American, like, oh, we have free speech in me coming out, but fucking Christ, man. People need to get a grip. Because unless I am talking to you and cursing at you, like in an argument, then there's no reason for you to be like that offended. It was basically what we're referring to is somebody had commented on one of Rob's videos that actually did very well. And it wasn't actually, I think it was just a live stream. It was I can't remember if it was the Australian one or the US one of them, but somebody commented about my use of language and how it was quote unquote unladylike. I still don't know what the fuck that's supposed to mean. If ladylike is a thing, what does that entail? Should I be wearing dresses and skirts and high heels all the time? Should I be dolling myself up and curling my hair and all that stuff? And should I be putting my pinky up when I drink tea and saying, "Oh, pardon me"? Should I put on a posh accent? Fucking Christ! Like if I grow up around people in this city who speak like I do now, what the fuck do you think is going to happen when I grow up?
I just read the comments. Hang on. So hang on. Freestyle. I mean, I'm not going to tell you where to go and what to watch, but I mean, you know, there's no particular, you know, I mean, this is the topic of the live stream, and this is normally the, you know, the sort of format it is. You know, the regular viewers in here are, you know, the people that are in here, and we're all talking openly, and you know, we believe in equal rights and that sort of stuff.
Yep.
I mean, I don't know your age. I'm guessing, you know, you're not used to the profanities and stuff like that. But I mean, the whole point of the conversation topic is, you know, we talk about equal rights. That's the conversation we got into, right?
Mm-hmm.
So this is what we're talking about, is the freedom of speech and stuff like that. So the reason why Four is explaining freedom of speech, she's not upset, she's not angry, she's not anything like that. She's purely just speaking her mind. This is a very common thing, especially if, you know, you've ever been to Boston or, you know, anywhere that has swearing in the vocabulary. This is how people talk, and this is what we're talking about. People get offended by the way people talk because that's where they're from. That's the product of their environment. You know, it's socially acceptable.
It's a regional thing. It's a regional thing.
It's like a, you know, Aussie
I don't go to the Midwest and tell them to start speaking faster. You know what I mean? Because I've gone to Indiana before, and they speak a lot slower than we do. Just not a bad thing. It's just how they talk.
But you don't tell them speak up, speak
but
faster.
I'm just like, can you hurry the fuck up, please? I don't tell them that. It's because I know it's a regional thing. I know that their lifestyle and mine are very different. I come from a very big city where things are, you know, hustle all day long. You got to go fast. There's no time to waste. There's not enough hours in the day, you know, that kind of thing. When you have deadline after deadline after deadline and the stress builds up, I mean, profanity just kind of flows out of your mouth like a fucking waterfall. You know what I mean? You know, half the time I don't even hear myself cursing because it's become such a part of my vernacular that I don't notice until somebody goes, "Jesus Christ, you swear a lot." Like that woman, for example, who apparently just unsubbed and everything just because I said fuck one too many times, 12 too many times or something. But personally, I don't give a fuck. It's this is the channel. It's not PG-13 at all.
No. And that's the point.
And it never will be. It never fucking will be. So what I was referring back to was, unless I am talking directly to you face to face, or, you know, in a private conversation, and I'm in an argument with you and I start cursing, then maybe you can take offense to that, because that's me in, you know, I'm in the war zone. Like, that's, you know, that's something to be worried about. But unless I'm just talking, I'm just fucking saying this and fucking that, and blah, 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 I don't even hear it. Half the time, most people don't hear it either, because once you get used to me talking, you almost forget that I curse as much as I do. But I don't see cursing as necessarily a bad thing. Why the fuck is it a bad thing? Why is the word fuck so, like...
Yeah.
And like, why does it send a shiver up people's spines and make people uncomfortable? It's just a fucking word.
I mean, it's the same for me. I mean, I don't know when I use it. I don't know when I don't use it. But at the end of the day, you know, it's never really been raised to me as I'm using it too much or anything like that, or whatever. And this is the thing, you know, it's when a guy says it, it seems to be all right. the guy goes in a rant about it, it's okay. But then when a lady does it, it's like, hang on a minute, whoa, wait a minute. First of all, you need to calm down. First of all, you need to calm down. It's like, why? I just said the exact same thing she's saying. Imagine me now with long hair, no beard, and some makeup. Whoa. But she's saying it. And therefore, that's equal rights. I mean, that's what you fucking get. If you can't have free speech and not swear. This is the thing.
Exactly.
And that's if you don't like listening to swear words or anything like that, that's fine. There's TV shows out there, or there's other YouTube streams or whatever. There's other people you can associate with. At the end of the day, when this is just hanging out, relax a bit. You don't swear. You listen to the F word. I mean, for God's sakes, we're horror narrators. I mean, we're talking about dismemberment, cannibalism.
Yeah, we're talking about some pretty dark shit over here, and it's like people are just like, "Oh, you said fuck," unsubbed. Yeah. It's like I just talked about somebody eating a baby alive. Are you kidding me? Like, what the hell? That's what you're offended about? Wow. All right then. I don't know how these people make it to adulthood. I honestly don't. Like, why hasn't natural selection selected these people yet?
All I'm saying is it's perfectly fine if you don't like it. But this isn't the place if you don't like it, rather than say, hey, look, multiple times, change the subject, calm down, change the topic. At first, I thought you were joking. I don't know if you still are or not. But general consensus tells me you're not. And that's completely fine if you aren't, but you don't have to stay.
Nobody's forcing anybody to stay here. That's all I'm going to say. If you don't like what we're talking about, if the majority of the people watching, of the viewers, are okay with the topic, and the topic is literally just me explaining a situation that happened a month or two ago, something like that. If the majority of the viewers are okay with it, sorry, man, but you're the odd man out. There's a little X right at the top of the tab that you can utilize at any point. There's nobody, and that goes for everybody. If people are not comfortable with what we're talking about, you are not obligated to stay here. You are more than welcome to dip out. There will be no offense taken, because what we're saying is it's fucked up to tell other people to change how they speak, especially if it's not meant to be offensive. If it's just me cursing, it's just me cursing. It's not being directed towards anybody. But if you come at me and fire a shot that says you need to change who you are because my opinion apparently outweighs, all your characteristics, that's when I have a fucking problem, and that's when you can fuck off.
So I'm gonna make an executive decision here. Freestyle. There's one thing to get your point across. It's another to basically tell someone else, for them having an opinion. So two strikes here. You've obviously said something to change the topic when it really is it's her stream. She can
and not only that, but Karen is actually a very good friend of ours. She has been in every single live stream that we've ever done. So I think it's safe to say, if you're going to be here to start some shit, we've got the hammers. We are not afraid to lay them down. So, kind of ironic though, since I only have a Discord called the War Zone, where it's just like, all right, everybody suit up, get some fucking ammo in those pockets, and I'm over here just like, don't fucking fight. I mean, you can have disagreements, but if you're here to start some shit, I will end that bullshit faster than I will drop you like a bad fucking habit. Trust and fucking believe. I do not fuck around. If we're here to have a good time and you're messing up that good time,
we're just going to cut it there. Look, you're all our friends, and for those of you who are new and haven't been here before, ultimately we want to create an environment where, you're all friends. You're all, this is how we talk. If you like it, cool.
Our homies.
That's fine. There's that you can go somewhere else. That's no, hey, fuck off sort of thing. It's just more, hey,
it doesn't make sense for somebody to come into a stream that they've never been in before and then tell the person who's running that stream how to run their stream. It doesn't make any fucking sense. It's not going to happen either. Point fucking blank.
The minute you start taking it out on other people as well, like you did with Karen, look, out you go.
Everybody has their own opinions, and they are more than welcome to state them. But when you do it in a way that is instigative,
Yeah. Welcome for everyone to have their own opinion, all that sort of stuff. But you start targeting at people. You already got one strike. Second one, now he's targeting Karen. Out it goes. It's as simple as that. And I did sub to the channel, and guess what? I'm going to take that back because, well,
see what happens.
I only sub people actually care.
See what happens.
Supporting people, but you know, yeah, that can go as quick as he got it. 2 subs from 3 back to 2. You know, I'm all for supporting newcomers and all that sort of stuff, but we just want to make sure that
Warner
people who are decent people, you know, are looked after.
Oh man.
Guy says, I mean, a lot of people like this. If you have a problem with
my name's not Warren for nothing, guys. Okay,
just leave.
Look at the first 3 letters.
Yeah, exactly.
Merit, like you too. Thumbs up. Kevin, I'm glad you're having fun. Woohoo! Dustin says, hell yeah, Warner.
It's autocorrect. It's autocorrect. It's fair enough.
You're definitely my homie. We're all homies here, but yeah, that's
Hey, Street Gaming, how you going?
I have a sneaking suspicion.
What? It's the same person.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see how it goes.
We'll see. We will see. Did we boot Bree?
I've hidden from the channel at this stage.
Huh?
I hid him from the channel at this stage.
You hit him.
Yeah.
How do we? I'm gonna go up and actually. Let me see.
Fuck Waring. You should change. You should change the name to Fuck Waring. Fuck Waring. I've never heard that phrase before. I think the count went down as soon as I did that. So, but I don't know.
Let's see.
Sorry, Dustin, I got you back. I knew what you were saying.
My brain just kind of like autocorrects everything anyway. So like as I'm reading, if I see a word that doesn't make sense, my brain just autocorrects and I just read it anyway. Like I know what you mean to say. Not a lot streak gaming, aka freestyle. We're pretty we have keen eyes, I suppose we could say.
What's that
for?
You
say that? Sorry?
Sorry, what happened? Street gaming. So what's happening, guys? Yeah, we're just chilling with everyone here in the chat.
Well, street gaming, aka freestyle.
Randy. Having a good old time at the moment, kind of enjoying St. Patrick's Day.
We're not idiots here. So.
What movie did the pirates or he saw an R rated R? Oh, let's bust
Bostonians can't say that joke because that they're like, what's an R-rated movie? It's like the one that comes after PG-13, that one. Oh man, fucking Christ.
All right.
Let's talk about swearing some more, guys. See if we can get under people's skin. No, I'm just kidding.
All right.
But also, let's keep going. Oh, right. This is a Q&A. Okay, so what we're going to do, because there are 12 people watching here. Never mind, Streak. Don't worry about it. It's not important. What we were going to do to make it easier for anybody who has a question, because technically it's a Q&A, because we were going to be like, oh, let's do a proper live stream for once, instead of us being like, hey, drunk live stream, come hang out. You know, it is still that. However, for those who actually do have a question, to make it easier for us to see, because, you know, the text, it scrolls up pretty quickly sometimes, and sometimes the comments can get lost. If you have a particular question for one of us, just remember to tag us so that we can see it because our names will get highlighted. And if you have a question for both, you can tag both of us because we'll both obviously see it. But that'll make it easier for us if you do have a question because, like I said, it is technically a Q&A live stream. But try to remember to do that just so that your comment doesn't get lost in the shuffle because God knows it probably will. So that's just if you have a weird question. And we'll try not to hold back. Just don't ask anything too inappropriate. Like, have you ever been molested before? Keep that shit out of here. Like, because I will boot your ass so fucking fast, it's not even funny. But if you have any legitimate fucking questions that you're actually curious about, by all means, go for it.
Yeah. All right. So you can ask anything about whatever you want. So Merritt asked, what do you call St. Patrick when it's from Ireland? What do you call him, Merritt? Randy, yes, we believe in ghosts. In fact, I just released a whole hour of ghost stories. I'm pretty.
Yes, please go check it out. Please go check it out. It is so awesome. Oh my God. Ty says,
Randy, you
damn it, Ty.
the @ symbol.
Yes, you press the @
Yeah,
symbol
and
then
you type in like say this stuff. And as you type after the @ symbol, it'll like sort of auto suggest the name.
Yes, and then you can just click the name. Ty asks, when are you coming to Perth? I will be coming to Perth in a few years. Within a few years. That is actually a legitimate plan of mine. I will actually be in Australia at some point in my life. Yes, I will. Merritt asks, are you two a couple? Yes. Yeah.
Where are you? We're in.
So, what? Did you just ask something?
What? No, I just verified the level of couple we are.
Oh, what was the level? You son of a bitch.
Just the truth. Oh, just the truth.
Let's see. How many tattoos do you have for warnings and Mr. Reality? So, how many tattoos do you have, Rob? I have 6.
I have 3.
Three for now.
You'll
probably have 4 by the time you come back from the US.
But yeah. Nikki says, I'm going to sneak some Doritos in my room and drink water.
That's the best birthday ever. I swear to God. That's what I would be doing on my birthday. In fact, Rob, when you're in Boston and it's on my birthday, that's what we're going to do. We're going to stay in our Airbnb. We're just going to eat Doritos and can roll around on the carpet. Because did you see that carpet? Holy shit. Sink ready for that.
Ty, you won't be able to post links on here just because it doesn't let people put links on the YouTube. Only 4 can do it.
You can DM one of us and we will be able to do it. The only people who can post links are the mods and the person who's hosting the live stream. But you can certainly DM it to one of us. You have both of our Discords, so send it to one of us. We'll put it in here. Food Warnings and Mr. Reality, are you guys partners or best friends? Both. Oh, isn't that sweet? Getting sappy in here.
Ferrar? I don't know what Ferrar is. Is that what the Irish St. Patrick is in Ireland? Oh, okay. Because it's a Celtic name, yeah. Have you seen entitled people appearance on YouTube? I haven't, Nikki.
Oh, they make me so mad. I can't. If I ever watch any of those videos, it's just to serve as a comparison on how not to be if I ever become a parent. Dustin asks us both. Warnings and Rob, do you guys what do you guys do for work and do you have any pets? I think everybody knows what I do for work, and if not, I am an ambulatory service representative for radiology at UMass Memorial Medical Center. If you haven't heard of UMass, you're living under a rock because it's one of the biggest hospitals in the United States of America. And I do have a pet. Technically, I have 2 cats. One of them is my mom's, technically, but I do have a cat that I've had for over 10 years now, named Kaiser, and it's a tuxedo cat, black and white. Best goddamn cat I've ever had in my life.
I work in IT. I mean, I've been doing it for a long time now, so I'm pretty much am I sort of last leg of being a tech. I've been doing it for about 12 years now, so that's kind of like end of the career type thing. So I'm probably looking at stepping into like a managerial role or something. I mean, I technically am now, sort of like a senior manager sort of level, but so I'm pretty much like at the end of my cycle, and it's weird because I'm turning 30 in August, and I'm ready to like take on that sort of old man sort of role. We used to sit there managing people and stuff, even though I've got like no kids or anything. But
Good night, Nikki.
oh,
Good
night,
night.
Nikki. Happy birthday
And
again.
happy birthday, and thank you so much once again for stopping by. We always love it when you're here. You're a doll. So I hope you have a good birthday. Try not to get too drunk. Try not to get arrested. That's always good. No rap sheets on your birthday. But sleep tight, sleep deep, and hope to catch you in the next stream too.
See you, Nikki. And pets wise, I got 2 dogs. Two English Shappies.
Oh my god.
Rocco and Lucy. One's a black and white, sort of patchy dog, and the other one's a brown brindle one. He's shorter, but they're both about 80 pounds each.
Oh my god, his dogs are the best. Oh my god. They can't understand me because I don't speak Aussie, but I think they're learning. I think they're learning the Bostonian accent little by little. Like Rocco's getting there. Like before, like if I called his name, he'd be like, I hear something that kind of resembles my name, but I don't know where it's coming from, so therefore I will ignore it. And now he looks right at the friggin' screen. He's just like, is it that thing that you keep talking to with that weird voice that just called my name? Love Rocco. Love him. Take him, bring him with you when you come to Boston.
Yeah, no worries. He'll just jump on the plane. All right, Rob, I'm coming with you. Let's go to Boston. I've got my shoes.
The voice you gave him is so funny.
And I've got my clothes ready. Let's go and jump on the plane right now. Oh, I've got Wi-Fi on the plane. Excellent. I can use Wi-Fi on the plane. I can play Candy Crush.
Listen to me, Ty, okay? I probably won't be able to do it now because I'd be on the spot and I'd only serve to embarrass myself on my own stream. But Rob can vouch that I can now say the Australian O. Okay?
Which is a really hard thing to do, and that's awesome. She did it really well. Actually, the video I'm going to be releasing soon will have her in it doing it, so you guys can look forward to it.
Oh, God. It took so much fucking work and time and effort, and God knows. Oh, Jesus. It hurt me to the bone to learn just that one inflection. Because you have to understand, when Australians say the word, or any word that has O, it has a slight upturn, and that's because the tongue moves back into the mouth. Whereas Americans, when we say no, our tongue moves forward. So I had to retrain my entire mouth to say that word.
Hang on one second. Merritt, no worries at all. Well, thank you so much for being here and all the questions and hanging out. And it's always awesome to see you. So we'll see you in the next stream.
God, they're asking me to say it, and I told them I don't. I know I'm going to serve to embarrass myself right now, but like Rob said, there's a video coming out where I do say it. You can hear it then, but I'm not nearly drunk enough to attempt it right now because it's kind of like how I used to do narrations where I needed to enunciate. I needed like 10 minutes to practice. I would need 10 minutes, maybe more, to practice the Australian O in order to say it on the live stream. It hurts just so for one.
It's the hardest. Yeah, it's the hardest sound to get right for sure.
It hurts what little soul I have. Every time I say it, a little piece of me dies. So my soul is slowly getting ripped apart every single time I attempt to. And every time I nail it, somehow it's like a credit score. You know what I mean? You know how easy it is to ruin your credit, but then it like takes forever to get it back on track. It's kind of like that. So if I fuck up, my soul gets diminished. But if I nail it, it's like I get like 1 point back on my soul.
Randy, thank you so much for coming by. It was awesome having you there. Thanks for the questions.
Yes. Have a good night, Randy.
Well, it looks like everyone's hitting about bedtime. Maybe that's cue for us as well to.
Yeah, it's almost. You know what? Let's give it a good 15 more minutes. That'll take us to 2:30. Yeah. And then we'll call it a night. So heads up, last call, everybody. 15 minutes, and then we're gonna end the live stream. So if you have any other questions for this official Q&A, get them out there so we can. Ty just woke up. What the fuck? It's 2 o'clock.
Last hour, man. Yeah. That's Aussie's for you. I just want to go back to what Dustin was saying. Sorry. No, Kevin. No, that sucks to be the old timer. I had to retire last year out of my 20th year career. Oh, that's awesome. That sucks, man. I mean, as long as you're comfortable now and all that, that's the main thing. All that work's gone to something. My dad, on the other hand, he's been working all his life, physically working, and unfortunately, it's not really had. It was like living week to week all his life, so kind of sucks for him now, which is why I look after him. But it just depends, how it works out for you.
Rob's a saint. Rob is a saint.
No, I just have to look after my parents because no one else will.
I guess that's me too. I'm just like, oh god. I guess I'll fucking I'll take care of you. I guess I'll drive you to the hospital if you have an heart attack. I guess if your appendix burst, I'll drive you. Jesus. Can you wait 5 minutes, Dad? I'm in the middle of a live stream.
Karen, we love you too. Hey! I am not going anywhere. I can outlast you all. I believe you, Kevin. Dustin, sorry. I believe you, Dustin. More forced due to injuries. I can't do the work anymore, but I need to get out anyway. Merritt says, have an awesome Sunday. You both, Mr. Reality, change your name to Fuck Warning.
If he did, he'd kind of be like, he'd almost be doing exactly what that woman who commented that novel's worth of rage suggested he did, because basically what she insinuated. First of all, the live stream went off without a hitch and it was only me swearing. Let me just point that out and make that clear. I was the only one swearing like a fucking sailor, okay? Somehow, in this weird lady's mind, she figured that Rob was just as bad, even though he didn't curse. I mean, he might have thrown a couple, but that's just how he talks and has always spoken for even before he knew me. But for some reason, she thought that he was like being manipulated by me and that I was like puppeteering him or something. And she said something like, change your name to Forewarning's puppet or something fucking dumb like that. So I'll probably speak on Rob's behalf and say that he's not changing his name to jack shit, because
no, she meant you. She was asking the question at you.
No. I'm going back to that one incident. She told you to change your name to Forewarning's puppet. Remember?
Yeah.
And I'm telling them, you're not changing your name to shit. Nothing. Because it didn't make any sense. You weren't swearing. I was. So I don't know why she thought you were just as bad. She was like, she's ruining you. You're not the same person you used to be. And I'm like, the fuck is she talking about? He hasn't changed at all. Like, look at all the other past live streams he's done. He has spoken exactly the same way that he has in every single one of them. Not once has he changed just because I'm over here going, fuck this, fuck that, these cunts, blah, blah, blah. No. If there's any trash, quote unquote, it's just me. And I have no problem being considered such. Let's see.
Somebody came in and asked a question. I hid that one just because, not appropriate.
Oh, I want to see. I want to see.
Yeah, that one. You see it?
Oh, I do see it. Yep.
Hey, Jack in the Bix, how you going?
Jesus Christ. Jack in the Bix.
For warnings. Yeah, she's telling you to change it up for warning. She'll take it under consideration, Mary.
I will take it into consideration. I might get flagged on YouTube, but we'll see. Well, warnings at this point, I mean, half of the reason I'm even doing the new series in the first place is because of the name and how appropriate the content will be in correlation to that. But you'll see. It's coming out. I'm sure after this live stream, I'll actually probably start writing the script for it, or brainstorming the script, and we'll see how that goes. But it should be fun. No, it will be fun. I know that because, like I said, the hesitation at first has completely diminished, and I'm actually really excited for it. So, Burnout. I think we made Rob. I think we may have made a mistake by saying don't hold back, because now people are taking advantage. Burnout. Mm-hmm. I would suggest not asking questions like that because even though my username is 4 warnings, you really only get 1. So consider that your 1. Let's see. Well, what we're talking about is, well, a myriad of things, actually. We went through God knows how many freaking topics of discussion in just the, almost 2.5 hours that we've been live. But hello, Manjula. Welcome. Manjula, just a heads up, we will be ending the live stream in about 8-ish minutes. But yeah. All right. Burnout's out. Burnout, you've officially burned out. So there you go. So now all of Burnout's comments have been hidden. So there you go. This is getting fun. This is getting fun now. Oh, what it's like to be a mod.
Crazies, but anyway, bye, Merritt. Well, thank you for coming down.
Yes.
We don't get them often, but the longer you stream, the more you get the randoms who are.
I think people have already getting wasted on St. Patrick's Day, and they're just like, "Oh, fucking live stream with the word St. Patrick in it. Let's go in and fuck everything up." Not on my watch, bitch.
I mean, that's just
Ty. Honestly, I have no idea. I imagine it has something to do with the upbringing and/or lack of education. Perhaps they have hit their head on brick walls way too many times. You never know. Head injuries. That's going to be episode 3. How likely are you to be a fucking idiot?
Oh, man.
Oh, God. Streak Mulligan be hiding your comment just because that's instigative, and we've already pretty much blocked his comments, so there's no need to basically talk about it.
We're glad that you got our back. We appreciate you, man.
But we can handle ourselves. Trust. I'm Bostonian. He's Australian. Tough people.
I'll give you a sub just for that, man. You deserve that.
Dustin says, 4 warnings. I was waiting for this live stream since you told me about it. And you guys don't disappoint. We try not to. We certainly don't try. We try to entertain as much as we can and try to keep conversations going. You know, it's always fun when there's, you know, other people who get involved, especially when you meet new people and they're just like, well, what's this channel about? What's this channel about? And that's it's always a good way to kind of branch out, because it's like, I guess Rob and I have a very similar backstory when it came to entering the narration community, or the horror community in general. We didn't even know it existed at first. And when people kind of pop into live streams and they're new, they kind of see what else is out there, and then maybe who knows? I mean, I already know from past live streams that other people have now started their own narration channels because they now know it exists. And that's really cool. I like seeing when that happens, because it's like, oh man, just from a live stream, you can influence people to, you know, actually do something that they can take a shot in the dark and just kind of be like, I don't know if I'm going to like this. Maybe I'll hate it, but it's worth a shot, and I won't know until I try it. And it's always good to see, because some people end up loving what they end up doing. They find out that they love horror more than they ever thought that they did, which is A-okay with me.
Yeah, and horror is a very broad term, but you know, anything that gives you the, you know, spookiness, spooky you out a little bit. You know, it could be ghosts, it could be you know, it just could be some, you know, like, hey, something creepy happened to someone. They're telling of, you know, they went out one night and they were followed by some guy.
Stalked. Yeah. Oh my God, the stalking stories. You guys love those.
You know,
Man.
That's exactly what we're talking about. Like, that's considered horror, and that's, you know, what we're talking about. So
anything that kind of gives you like that weird, oh, I'm uncomfortable, chill up your spine. It's almost like that weird feeling that you get when you're watching a suspenseful movie. You're like, you know, something's around the corner, but you don't know what. And then maybe nothing happens, or maybe there's a jump scare or something, which, fuck jump scares. Just for all intents and purposes, fuck jump scares. Cheapest fucking flinch of them all. But it's that feeling that you get, that really uneasy, oh my God, this could happen to me kind of thing. The kind of stories that make you go, I'm going to double check and make sure I lock my doors before I go to bed. Like, those are the stories and the content that I love, because even though it scares the shit out of me, they're always entertaining. I mean, you can't say that the horror community is boring by any means, because it's horror. It's supposed to scare you. Full warnings, I have considered getting into narration. I don't know if I have the voice for it, but first I need to learn how to edit videos. Not necessarily, Dustin. Dustin, I will say, because we have spoken, you have guessed it on our live stream before, you do have the voice for it. Anybody could have the voice for it. It's basically how you present the story. Editing videos is probably the least of your concerns. And if you want, Dustin, I believe I do have you on Discord as well. I can link you to the same video software that I use. It's free, and if not, I will give you the crack for it. That's the least of your problems. I mean, if you're going to be narrating, it's basically an audiobook. You don't have to put anything on screen if you don't want to. I'm only doing that just because I like the cinema. I think what did the article say? The article that myself and Trent were in, it said it was a cinematic techno thriller. So and I was like, that is an awesome way to describe what I'm trying to do. So that's just what I do. But you could, for all you could do, you could have a black screen, maybe put some like ambient music behind it, and then put your audio on top of it, and that could be it. That's all you need. That's all you really need to do. But I can give you the editing software that I use, and it's really, really easy to use. I mean, I gave it to the Crowflies, and the intro that he has on his. If you've never seen the Crowflies, check out his channel, because the intro that he has on his narrations, he did with the software I gave him in like 10 minutes. He's like, oh, I don't know if I'm going to be able to use this. And I'm like, trust, it's so easy to use. He made the friggin' intro in like 10 minutes, bro. And that's what he's been using ever since. And it's awesome. So when it comes to narrations, stick to the audio. The audio and how you tell a story is the most important. You're trying to get people's attention. You know, you don't want to bore anybody. It's a story. And especially if it's a horror story, you want to keep them on the edge of their seat. Just be like, okay, what's about to happen next? The voice quality, as long as you tell it with not so much gusto, but like I said, it's the same advice that I tell everybody. Talk to the mic as if you're talking to somebody else. Pretend it's another person and you're like as the narrator, pretend that that story happened to you and you are telling that story to your microphone. That's the best way that I can come up with it because it sounds more natural that way and it doesn't sound like you're basically reading off of a piece of paper or something. And that's the easiest way to go about it. The video editing, piece of cake. You can do that later and you can worry about that later. But it's always good to practice too. You can upload your there's actually a website, and I'll actually link it to you right now. If you download Audacity, which I'm sure it's a free little recording program.
We all use it, yeah.
Pretty much every horror every horror narrator uses it. Everybody who uses anything that to do with a microphone uses Audacity because it's the easiest program to use and it's free. Download that first. You know, play around with it, see what works for you in terms of like how you want the voice to sound. And if you don't like how the pitch is, you can always change things. You can always clean things up in Audacity, which is good. But if you want to upload it to someplace and you want, but not like on YouTube per se, there's a website, and I'm about to link it to you right now. And what it is essentially you can make the audio files that you upload private, so only you can hear them, and you can kind of test the waters and see how it sounds. And if it sounds good, then you can put it onto a little, black screen or, some still frame image of whatever the hell you're talking about. But clip it is basically, you just kind of sign up for it, make it a little account. I think you've got, a certain amount of gigs to use and utilize, but you play around with it. See how it goes, because there are narrators out there they've got tens of thousands of subs, and personally, it's not my style. They might read things and it just sounds really kind of weird coming from them, and I'm just like, where are these subs coming from? What the fuck, man? And then there are some smaller narrator channels that they are so good at just telling stories that it really doesn't matter what their voice sounds like. But I can already tell you, Dustin, you do have the voice for it. All you have to do is just tell a story and make it entertaining. And it's as simple as that.
Absolutely. Well said. I am keeping an eye on the chat, and Aaron, if you're comfortable where that's left, I'll leave it there. But yeah, look, guys, just keep in mind that we're all probably have a partner or something like that, and we're not running a dating service here, but things like that. I mean, like if we obviously you said it was a joke there, Streak, so we might just want to just obviously Karen's asked you to stop a couple of times. And yeah, look, Karen said she doesn't like it. So look, we'll have to take that very seriously ourselves.
Yeah. No harassment in my fucking stream, please and thanks. I mean, we're ending the stream now anyway, but for future reference, don't come at my Karen. Karen has been a very, very active supporter of both of our channels. And I mean, it goes without saying for any of our viewers that respect is always it earns points. And
yeah, and look, we like you seem to be a cool guy that had our back earlier, and we want to keep it that way. Karen.
Basically, if somebody tells you to stop your bullshit once, that's all it should take. No more than one time. After that, that's it.
Yeah.
All right.
No, I mean, as long as Karen accepts that, we're all good too.
And no more sorries, because we don't want to spam the chat. Yeah. We get it. She gets it. one more sorry, dude. Like, come on, chill out, bro. This is getting a little ridiculous now. All right.
I think
With
it's a
that
good
said,
call.
it is 2:30 in the morning here on the East Coast. In about a half hour, it will be 3 a.m., which means that the West Coast will be experiencing, the very beginning of their St. Patrick's Day celebration. But after this stream, I mean, you can catch us both on Twitter. We both have Discords. Mine is linked on my channel. Rob, do you have yours here? Or...
Yeah, what we'll do is we'll probably share the social media links on each other's Discords maybe to make it easier.
Yeah.
So keep an eye out for that if you are on either on For's Discord and you join it. We obviously get notifications when people do join, but we'll go from there.
Yes, we do. No problem, Karen. Absolutely. I was trying to keep a lookout and trying to keep it civil, but it's all right. And Streak, she knows you've said it uh, for the umpteenth time. And so, with that, I hope everybody has a good night and a good St. Patrick's Day. Don't get too drunk and don't get a rap sheet because of this. Either way, there will be, of course, every single live stream that we do, we will announce on Twitter first. So if you aren't following one or both of us, I suggest you do, because that's where we post all of the updates and upcoming live stream events with the date and time, as well as new video updates. So especially now that we're coming out with new content and we're branching off into a little certain, different side projects and collaborating here and there, all of that information will be on Twitter. And you can find it there. Now, Instagram is being a little bitch as of current. I don't know what the hell its problem is. It's off its meds. But regardless, either way, there's plenty of places and avenues to find us. So you can get in touch with us in any way that you can, DM, Twitter, Discord, whatever. But we will be around, and the next live stream, whenever that may be, will be announced on Twitter. But for now, I hope everybody has a good night. And thank you again for all the people who came in. And look, we got 22 likes. God damn it. I thought it was going to be the other way around. All right, Dustin, yes, you take it easy. Kevin, of course, Karen, everybody who came in and joined. I know Vidith isn't in here anymore, but it's too bad Slumber couldn't join us. But I'm sure he's having a good celebrating. He's celebrating St. Patrick's Day like the rest of us, and my celebration starts right now. So you guys have a good night. Take it easy, and we will see you all in the next stream.
Hi everyone, nice to see you all again. See you, Street Gaming. Nice to see you.
Bye. Have a good night.